everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Lights on Trust the Profits. I'm Jessica Tugwell, and I'm joined here today by Tim, also known as Riders Up Tim. How are you doing tonight, Tim?
I am doing wonderful. Ready for some Assiniboia action. Always loved the track and hated that we missed out on a couple days last week.
Yeah, I saw some air quality cancellations last
Right.
week. And for those who are just tuning in into the feed as well, the 5 in here, Unbroken Star, was just announced as a late scratch. So make sure you take note of that, make any replacements, and change your bets accordingly for that. But how's everybody doing tonight? Let us know in the chat where you are checking in from. And we got a minute or so here, probably, to talk about this first race. How did you see it here, Tim?
I mean, we already talked about Stable Duel a little bit in the background, but I saw the 4 as a valid favorite here, but I think a beatable favorite. I think you can probably go down the list of horses here and make a case for about every horse in the race. And I think that the 3 here is the horse that I would land on for a wager if I was wagering. So I like the 3 over the 4, although I think the 7 is definitely an underneath play. I really like the 7, and that's what I went with in Stable Duel as a play for $1,000 on a 10-to-1 morning line.
Yep. It seems like you and I basically saw this race exactly the same. I thought the 4 was the horse to beat, the 3 was the most likely horse to be able to do that, and the 7 was the stable pick for me as well in here. And how about everybody in the chat? Who did you all end up on? We had Dan here with a 5-7 over the 3 exacta. That was prior to the late scratch there of Unbroken Star. Got Frank in the house. We got Alex right at the wire, who I got to meet at Saratoga a couple weekends ago, which was pretty fun. And yes, those flameaways have been running, which is so exciting. I've been hyped about the flameaways from the start, and they're showing why. We got in Opva here, and we've got Keith as well. And yeah, Keith usually has this background, and I decided I would take this because it was fitting and better than my cell phone pictures of Saratoga as a background. And it was also great getting to meet Keith, someone else I got to meet in Saratoga a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited to be back home and back with Assiniboia Downs for the full card tonight. And it's a longer card than normal. We've got an 8-race card tonight. So we'll definitely need I know Colin's in the chat. We'll definitely be needing his sleeping time picks come that 7th and 8th race tonight.
Yeah, with an 8th race, Jess, I may be the sleepy time pick tonight.
You and me both. I stay up past my bedtime for the 7th race. Now I'm gonna have to stay up for an 8th. But it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Right. Frank is keying the 3 in a try with 1, 4, 6, 7, which yeah, I could definitely see that. The 6. I like that the 6 is coming out of a little bit of a better race where he ran a good race, and so hopefully that second time Assiniboia Downs angle there with a horse who was bred to be pretty nice with Candy Ride out of a Tappet mare. And we have the 3rd member of our broadcast just checking in, Sean Patrick Nolan. Sean, how are you doing tonight?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good.
Good. I'm doing better than the 5 horse.
Hey Sean, how are you?
Yeah, didn't really see. I didn't have a chance to see what happened there, but I saw that not going to be running tonight.
No, exactly. So, how's everybody doing? Okay.
I'm doing outstanding.
We're doing all right. Who do you like in this first race here?
Well, from a Stable Duel purpose, I like the 7. I thought that from a value point, obviously a lot of people agreed with me when I saw that, but I don't know if I necessarily like him as a win candidate. I like him but I do think in this race the 4, I think the public's got it right. The 4 will be the tough one. I think the 1 presents value. I liked him at 10-1. I don't know if I like him at 5-1. Like if he continues to drop, you know what I'm saying. But that's kind of where I looked. What did you guys like?
That was where we both ended up for Stable Duel as well. And we both kind of thought the 3 and the 4 were the two logical ones in here, but that, it's a tough race that you can make a case for anybody in here if you wanted to. And Keith's also with us on the 7 here in Stable Duel. So no free game tonight, which was made me go out of my comfort zone a little bit to try out this $10 game. We'll see how it goes.
And Tim will be glad with the $10 game. Smurf on the Turf did not put in a team tonight, so
tell our Sid thanks. Yeah, Sean, after this race, it looks like they're loading up. You'll have to tell us how things were up at Woodbine.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely want to hear all about your trip up there for the inaugural King's Plate.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and turn. We'll go ahead and turn over the audio here.
And they're off. From the inside, that's Mr. McLean. Showing good early speed and right out to the lead by 2. In between horses, Totalizer. Up close early with Something Super to the outside. Hugging the rail in the deep in 4th. Hitting right in behind in 5th. And the early trailer will be Mr. Dazzle. Only 3 off the lead. The opening quarter, 22-4. And Mr. McLean loving it on the front end by a length. Mr. Dazzle moving nicely. Now into 2nd on the outside. Something Super back to 3rd. 4th on the inside. That's in the deep. Totalizer and Kitten. 45 and 2.5 mile. They hit the head of the lane.
Smoking.
And Mr. McLean with the lead. Mr. Dazzle to the outside in the deep. Hugging the rail and making big strides with Something Super. 4 across the track. Mr. Dazzle with the best stride late. Mr. Dazzle is going to take it.
Wow.
Something Super looked like it ran 2nd and in the deep ran 3rd.
Well, we'll take that, I think,
for
set with the 7 there, just getting beat by a head.
Yeah.
That'll be all right.
I like how he kind of took
favorite.
him back. He took him back a little on the turn and let them kind of go a little bit and then re-rallied. I like that move.
And more importantly, Shawnee ducked to the inside and not the outside.
Yeah, that was a really good effort there.
Yeah.
It really was. It looked like 46% of the stables had that 7.
Okay. Well, what a great move at 10-1. He went down to 5-1. Right. He got hammered late again. He was at 5. He was up and he got down to 5-1. Yeah. In the deep, a solid 3rd. Yep.
Yep. And then Mr. McLean faded a little bit for 4th. It was pretty close finish there, though. So it won't be a whole lot of points spread there, I feel like.
No, that was good. You guys nailed it right in the head with the 4 and the 3, and then the 7. The 1 was right there too.
Well, I don't think anybody expected the 3 to go 45 to the half.
No,
that was.
I don't think so either.
That is
definitely not the way it was being written up.
No. As soon as I heard that, I said, "Good Lord."
Looks like Uncle Sully is going to be alive in his daily double. Great to hear from you tonight.
Sully, did you have the exacta? Because he has 4-7.
4 and,
I hope he had the
7.
That was exciting.
Right? Let's hope so. Yeah. I hope you went both ways there. That was a great race. Yeah, great way to start things off. We got Trisha is in the house for some Sean stories, which as soon as we get prices here, we will definitely be asking for some King's Plate stories from you. Because
love to share them.
Yeah, that Absolutely. Let's see here. I guess let's go ahead. How was Woodbine this weekend?
It was awesome. It was awesome. The people up there are great. The crowd was alive and energetic, and it was a great race. It was won by really cool story up there. Erica Rusnick, who's a great friend of ours, she bred the horse. She only breeds 2 horses a year, and
That's
one
awesome.
and this one this year was the King's Plate winner. So for her, I mean, talk about a life changer. And I believe either the half or the full brother is in the Ontario sale this week. So that will only help her as
That's
well, you know, with that.
absolutely, that's a great update.
Everybody, including uh, fellow competitors, all went over to give her a huge hug. You know, like it was everyone was so happy for her. So it was did it, and so it was really good. She was the only controlling speed, and Patrick Husbands, who's the legend up there, got right out, and there was a. But the filly, Alyssa Field, came in second. She ran huge. So Gary Barber, shock. Mark Casse and Gary Barber going 1-2 at Woodbine. Whoever saw that, but Casse on
Yeah,
the
that's
poly. But she ran remarkable. And then Stanley House with Javier Castellano. Nobody closed more than like 6 lengths all the time. And Stanley House went from 11th to 3rd. He just ran out of steam because he had to use so much, but he ran a huge race. So it was a great time. The people up there are great, and it was just an awesome time. If you ever have a chance, if you haven't been up there, folks, go up and see it. It's a fabulous track.
yeah, definitely on the bucket list for me.
Yeah.
I know we do have prices here for race
good,
1.
excellent.
Mr. Dazzle, 450 to win, 270 to place, 220 to show. Something Super, 430 to place, 250 to show. In the Deep was a 240 show bet. That Exacta 4-7 paid $7.20 for the dollar, and the dollar try paid $22.95, and the dollar super was $48.90. So not too bad
Not
realistically,
bad at all. No,
especially that like that try that was pretty
very
reasonable. I think
reasonable.
for what they
Yeah,
for how easy logical it was.
yeah, very very logical. Yeah, exactly. So
Moving on now, I guess, to race number 2. We got a claiming non-winners of 4 going 7 furlongs. How did you see this one, Sean?
in this race, my friend, I was too deep here in the stable blue, but this is actually the way I liked it. I did like E2 Babu in this race. I just think the horses that he was running against, I know he's 1 for 12, which would kind of give you a little pause. But when you look at the horses that he was running against, and going from the 7,500 level to the 5,000, I think he's found friends again that he'll probably like. And I think Antonio gets back on him where he's had very good success with him, 2 seconds in the first. I just think he's too strong for this group. My value play for Stable Duel was White Rose, Spirit, Praven, Badry. I think this horse definitely at this level likes the distance. Has a solid third at this distance, and I think moving to this level will be again kind of a trip where I think Badry moving back to someone like Badry could be very good. He's a very good 7 furlong guy, so that was my pick.
Well, that's exactly how I saw it. So how about you, Tim?
Well, I guess three's company, because that's exactly what I saw. And you know, I could have been sitting here giving the exact evaluation of 4, because everything that Sean said is exactly what I wrote down. He knows on Thursday nights we see things very much the same, but I was like, running against better, dropping down in class, Whitehall gets back on board. I mean, everything he said. I just think, and we talked the other night as well, Jess, last Monday, a little bit. Colin was asking, you know, how I see Stable Duel. And one thing that I do is I go through and I handicap the card first, and I pick the one horse that I think is a lock. And, you know, that's typically where I start in filling my stable. I don't necessarily start at race 1. Well, this was my first pick of the night. I think the 4 here was my best pick of the night as far as the favorites go.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I ended up just using the 2 here because I didn't realize I actually went 3 deep in that first race. I went 147 in race 1. So great start to my first Assiniboia Downs paid stable duel. But we'll see if that momentum can keep up. But yeah, no, I mean, Etu Babu looks like he's probably just too good for this group. White Rose Spirit, I think, looks like she'll be able to get out there and stick around for a piece. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have anything else to add. I mean, the 7 and the 3 could be kind of interesting, but I don't trust that Fairmount form on the 3. That's the problem with those horses. Just I've learned my lesson about those shippers. I just give them a race, and if they beat me, they beat me.
Yeah,
has become my my theory with those coming in from places like Fairmount or like Century Mile.
Sure.
That you see ship into here. But I thought maybe the 7 with a little bit of a drop here could be like the 3rd place horse in here, or the 1 kind of the same angle, but the 7 has a little bit of a better last out, whereas the 1's kind of been struggling, but does get back to 7 furlongs, cutting back from a mile. So those would be kind of my. I would almost want to go just like 4 to all, like just a little. Do they do 50-cent tries here? Well, they do dollar tries. So
yeah.
They do 50 cents.
They do 50 cent. Like that might be a nice little, easy little type of bet. But how about I guess we can talk about some of the other races from this past weekend. So there was definitely a lot of good racing to be had across the country and across the continent, for that matter, with the King's Plate up in Woodbine.
Yeah.
We had the 2 grade 1s for 3-year-old fillies, with the Alabama being won by randomized gate to wire, and then Anisette being an impressive win in the Del Mar Oaks, and is now 3 for 3 since coming to the U.S. Did you guys have any standout performances from this weekend?
In my opinion, I think it's almost the opposite. I thought the Alabama was an absolute horrible race. And when I looked at that race and looked at the past performances, the one thing I said about randomized is if this horse, this is lone speed. And I mean lone speed by far. I said, if they let this horse go too far in front, this horse is gone. And when they let the horse go from the half to the 6 furlongs and win in something like 112, I'm like, they'll never catch this horse. And they didn't. But what did half the field fall out? It was just a horrible race. And I thought that a lot of the horses, that Julia Shining, a lot of people were on that horse, and I just thought the race fell apart, and it just wasn't much. I was really disappointed because I had great expectations.
Yeah, I'd been hoping to see a little bit more from Taxed going the 1.25 miles. And I mean, she had some trouble out of the gate and put in her run, but wasn't really, wet paint kind of chalked up to get second there. But wasn't necessarily a race where I think we that's not going to be on the highlight reel for the meet.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no. I have a funny quick story for you guys. You'll love this, right? This is great. So there's the second to last race ends yesterday, and there's 13 races, right? So Emma Jane comes in like second or third or whatever it is, right? And her 2 adorable daughters are waiting with her white right at the right where to enter, right? And she picks up one of them and says, did you have fun today? So the guy comes out and says, Emma, do you want to ride in the last race? So she hands the daughter to Laura. She goes, oh, crap, right? Runs down the stairs, runs down the hall, goes into the locker room, puts on her stuff, wins the last race in 1 mile and 3/8. I said, that lady is what you call a jockey right there. She done her day with fun.
That's awesome.
And she came out and beat Kazushi. I'm like, there you go. I said, that's a real jockey right there.
That's awesome. Yeah. She's running. Okay. Yes. No, of course I want to ride.
And she actually looks to Laura and says, don't worry, she's 4 to 1. in the morning, like, she just, I have a chance. And then just didn't even know the horse or anything. Just
Oh, that's fun.
that was awesome.
Frank mentioned
And-
here that. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and they set an all-time handle record of $18.1 million, which for Woodbine is
Wow.
quite the feat. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Great weekend for them. Hopefully the new era of the King's Plate ushering in some good things for Woodbine.
I should have done what I should have done is every time someone said Queen's Plate, they had to put $1 in my thing. I think I would have been at least up. Like I could have bought a horse at the Ontario. Just stayed up there and
Right.
everybody, Queen's Plate. No,
No, it's not the Queen's Plate anymore.
it's not the Queen's Plate, exactly.
It's been a few years since we had a King's Plate.
And the worst thing was everyone talked about Moira because she won the Queen's Plate. So everyone got so used to talking about Moira, like, and because she won the Queen's Plate, and like, no, but now it's the King, exactly. So because she was the last one to win the Queen's Plate.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, exactly. Frank brought up a good point here about the 6 in this next race who beat Frank's Reload a few races back, looking 4 back.
And Frank's in later than me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and that horse is in the last or second to last race, one of the later races on the card.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a horse.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Getting back to 7 furlongs off of that 5 and 6 furlong efforts, and 2 for 2 in the money. Hasn't broken through with a win at the distance yet, but maybe I feel like this horse will be closer to the pace than he was last time. That seems like that was kind of an anomaly for him. So, I mean, if you toss that race, then the race before that was maybe a little tougher. And yeah, I could definitely see where this horse makes some sense in here. And we have
look at this
latest member. We've got Carson.
Yay!
How are you doing tonight, Carson? Good to have you.
Oh, do you have audio?
Oh, do we have you? Are we having technical difficulties?
Let's see.
We will have Carson.
We will have Carson very soon.
We got Bobby D here, has the 1-7 with the 6-4.
Hey, Bobby.
Exacta. Nice. Interesting. That'll pay if that comes out with 2 14-1 shots on top.
Yeah.
You'll get paid if you hit with that one.
Did anyone feel the same with Colin? Like he liked a lot of horses in the first 4 races, and then like 5, 6, 7 were a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, I think I got to, I didn't like anybody really in the 3rd race either. I mean, the favorite makes a lot of sense, but I think it was more like I liked like the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th races, and then later in the card I started getting a little less confident in my picks, which is where I'm a little worried about Stable Duel. After a strong start, but that's not always what you want.
Right, exactly.
Carson, do we have you yet?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
yes.
We can slightly hear you. Yep.
Oh, yeah, hold on, let me turn. I didn't want to have it turned up. Is that better?
Yeah, you're coming in now, pal.
Yeah, a little better.
I don't know why.
Probably a little louder even.
A little bit louder. A little bit louder now.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I don't know why my computer wants to default to a speaker that doesn't exist, so that I can't hear anything.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Classic.
How are you, my friend?
Doing good. How about you? How is the King's Plate?
It was amazing. So good. And I was telling them our friend Erica Rusnick, who breeds 2 horses a year. One of them was the King's Plate winner yesterday. So she was to say she was overwhelmed was amazing. She was definitely the story of the weekend, which was fantastic.
Who did you like in this upcoming 2nd race, Carson?
What track are we playing again? I'm just kidding.
Assiniboia.
Oh goodness. Well, everybody seems to love this 4, which I will try to steer away from. It's sort of like this dialed in, baby. The 6, the Gordno Stanley Shady combo.
Yeah, that was the one that Bobby, I think it was in the chat, just pointed out had
Yeah.
some good form to go back to in here.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up his speed. Yeah. And then the 7 is interesting, and I think maybe I'm getting him confused with the horse that won the King's Plate yesterday. What was his name? It was Provincial Prince or something. I don't even know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Paramount Prince.
Paramount
Yeah.
Prince. Yeah. And the great thing is Robert Geller, when he won, said, "And the prince has become a king,"
Oh,
which is kind of
that's a great call. Yeah.
topical with Charles. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's a great line. That's awesome. Let's go ahead. We got just a couple minutes probably, it looks like, to
E2.
post.
Oh, E2 got the best turned out. That's a good sign.
Yeah, good sign there for the favorite. If you took the chalk, I guess he looks good.
Yep.
And it looks like the winner got claimed out of the first
Ooh.
race. So we'll
Shelley
see where
Brown.
Mr. Dazzle shows up next for
Yes.
Shelley Brown.
Who will ride it?
Yeah, this race, I just kind of I don't have a whole lot to add about this race, honestly. I just kind of thought 4-2 was really the way I saw it. Although I do like with between Carson and Bobby, I'm getting a little warming up to this 6 a little bit. But even so, I'm not sure that anybody beats the 4 in here.
Yeah, I can't see them
And
getting
it
around.
has a superfecta.
The top speed on the 4 looks tough. Even going 7 furlongs, I wouldn't discount an outside post outright, but
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much.
Tough.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Inalpha is going to try and beat the 4 though. Here, going 3-6 on top in the super with 1-3-4-6, 1-3-4-6, and then throwing the 7 in there for 4th as well. Yeah, I like it. Again, I want to like the 3, but I've just gotten burned too many times by these shippers with numbers that look like they fit, but then they come in here at Assiniboia and don't really seem to hold up. Frank is going 2-4-6 to start a pick 3, and then singling the favorite going 1-8 in the next race, taking 2 of the experienced horses, and then singling the 6 in the Phil Kives Stakes. Good luck there, and good luck to everyone with whatever you're doing here.
I did not expect this.
I apologize if my internet is being flickery. Yeah, that's definitely a lot shorter of a price than I thought this horse. I mean, as far as like a win candidate, I don't know. The horse is 2-1.
Yeah, I pegged him for like
that
third
seems
or
a bit
fourth,
short.
but
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think she's she's my second pick in here, but I don't know that 2-1 is really where I would want the kind of price I'd be looking for on that horse. I mean, I just think this 4 looks, I honestly think even money on the 4 is kind of pretty fair.
I think so too. Yeah. Notice, did you see in their plays they had 4 all? So I thought that was interesting that they thought the 4 is clearly as Tim said, the favorite to beat tonight, and then they kind of don't see a person in the back that like with confidence that can,
So quick stable duel update. How about Hawkstone Stables in first place?
We'll take it. We will take it while we can have it. We'll see how long it lasts.
I like it. There you go.
Was I the only one who got the trifecta? Oh, I was. Well, we'll
Wow,
take a
you
head
go,
start.
girl.
We'll take a
Yeah,
head
go,
start.
girl.
But
That's great. That's great.
but again, that was kind of the race that I was really keying in on, though. Looking
Yeah.
back at my stable, just going 3 deep and hoping to pick up something like that. So we'll see. Need a couple winners later on the card to help me out and keep that.
One fabulous start, though. Fabulous start.
Yeah, I mean, if the two could run to these odds and win or finish second here, that would be the biggest help. So we'll see. It looks like they are going into the gate here. Let us know in the chat who you have, what your bets are, who you have in stable duel, as they are heading to the gate here for the second race. Go ahead and pop on the sound here.
Next up, White Rose Spirit.
Spirit.
Magic Carpet set to go in. E2 Babu. The 4-5 favorite is in.
Ooh, Alex likes the 5.
Outcome is
Longest
next.
shot in the field. That would be a nice hit for you if you can pull that off.
Just 2 left to load.
Yeah.
Feller. And just waiting on Provocative Prince to the outside. The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off. From the inside, White Rose Spirit showing some early speed, but on the far outside, Fowler is going to grab the lead early. White Rose Spirit and Magic Carpet. They're battling for second and third with Outcome. Also in the fray, 3 wide. Then a gap of 3 more lengths back. That's going to be E2 Babu with Provocative Prince, and Miromac will be the early trailer. The opening quarter, 24-1, and Feller all alone on the front by 2. The battle for second, White Rose Spirit on the inside, in between horses, Magic Carpet, 3 wide. Outcome. Starting to reel them in, E2 Babu and Provocative Prince, and the trailer still Miromac about a 10 off the lead. The half, 48-1. And Feller still in control by a length and a half. Magic Carpet to the outside, making a bid. White Rose Spirit going towards the rail. They're in the lane. And on the outside, Magic Carpet pokes a nose in front and now goes on with it. Magic Carpet with the best stride at the 16th pole. This is going to be Magic Carpet winning by 2. White Rose Spirit in second. Third's going to go.
Well, so much for the 4, but the late money at Assiniboia Downs angle coming through again.
Yeah.
As Magic Carpet got bet down. It looked like a 3-1 late.
Wow.
So that form,
Yeah,
like I
got
said,
hammered.
can't trust it. Gonna let it beat me.
Got
But
hammered.
it was legit here with Magic Carpet.
There's that
Yeah,
Fairmount
like-
form coming.
Right. When I've finally decided that I'm
Yeah.
going to toss it, now
Yeah.
it wins and beats me. So it goes. Poor Colin. People should just know that certain Saturdays are just off limits for weddings. But I absolutely have pulled that move multiple times at multiple weddings. Sometimes I don't even go to the bathroom. Sometimes it's like during dinner and I'll just, don't mind me,
Yeah.
mute my thing.
Saturday, I had my
Sneak
brother-in-law's
away.
50th birthday and my niece's 13th birthday. So there's no getting out of that one.
Well, that's
I'll
awesome.
watch on my phone.
Yeah, you gotta.
Hey, what
Yeah,
better way to
exactly.
usher the bride down the
I went
aisle
out-
than the call to the post?
Exactly.
Right, exactly. I went out to brunch with some friends on Sunday, but I had some watch list horses running in a couple of stakes. And so I set alarms on my phone and just at brunch pulled up my phone to watch the what was it? The Bolton Landing and the Sorority Stakes, I think was the other one. So no winners,
Nice.
but that's all right. God.
Just remember when the person says, "Does anyone object?" You can say, "Yes, my ride was terrible." Exactly.
Right.
You know, the Travers is normally a good race, but can we talk about how good this race is this Saturday?
Oh yes,
Oh
absolutely.
my God. Yeah, what an amazing field.
This has to be race of the year so far, like easily. Like this field is absolutely stacked. I am very excited.
Love the
see.
Triple Crown angle that
Does
you get all
anybody
three winners.
have any like early thoughts of who they might end up like?
Yep, I still think the Belmont winner is going to do the same thing he did in the arc. I think Jenna's going to have Travers added to her Belmont thing. I still think the race almost sets up exactly like it did for the Belmont, and I think he's going to be out front. Forte and those guys are going to try to catch him, but I think Cassie's just in another world right now. No, Cassie's riding. Yeah, he's riding Archangelo, right? Yeah, he gave up a Derby horse for a Belmont horse. I'm all. He's been working him out. He loves her. This is the year of Javier. I'm just going with it.
I hope you're right. I would love to see that. Results here for the second race. Magic Carpet paid $8.90 to win, $4.20 to place, $3.30 to show, $5.90 to place, $6.50 to show for White Rose Spirit. Wow, should have put a show bet in. And Feller, $3.50 to show. That dollar exacto was $37.90. The dollar try was $268.40, and the dollar super was $1,436.60, and the 4-3 double was $11.35.
Wow, nice. Maybe Malos Carson there.
So does anybody have? Yeah, probably looks like technical difficulties there with Carson, but yeah, no, I'm with you, Sean. I'm leaning toward. I want to look at see how it looks on paper and stuff, but I'm definitely leaning toward Archangelo, coming back with Archangelo here. I loved him in the Belmont, and I don't see any reason to jump ship now. But man, it's going to be a tough race.
How about you, Tim?
I was thinking about a small wager on Tappet Trice. If we can get him in the gate in the race prior, I think he'll be competitive.
He's the kind of horse he would have
to come out of the gate in the race prior, though, and that would put him right there with the next race.
I will say this: I've been on record for a month and a half, including saying this to Jessica up at Saratoga. That Tappet Trice race in Monmouth was just a workout. He did not want to run Tappet, Trice, and Forte in the same race. And he sent him to Monmouth, a track he had absolutely no business being on, a track that did not help his style whatsoever. And he just said, get him around the track. It was a nice tightener for the Travers, right? Plus, you figure the Santa Anita doesn't really help big horses like him. You know what I'm saying? So this could be his moment, all out moment this year where he could, so if he can get back that form, I think he could be a dangerous, just like the Belmont. He was right there. He could be definitely a trifecta player. I love him, but
I mean, I love the horse. I'm just joking around about him, getting out one race early so that he can compete with the horses in the next race. But I agree with what you said, Sean. But I just can't. I can't put my money on the horse anymore. I mean, that it's another one of those horses that just burns money. And I think he's a great horse. He's a solid horse, but he's not. He's not a stakes horse, a grade 1 to compete with these that he's running with right now.
Yeah, I've always kind of had respect for Tappet Trice, but I've never picked him in a race. Yeah. And that is not about to change in the Travers. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if he, comes rolling and picks up a piece, but yeah. Hopefully
but honestly,
enough people go ahead.
No, I was just saying on a
Go ahead.
serious note, I'm with both of you guys. I love Arcangelo, and I think the horse, every time I see his works and the way he's looking, and I just think that the horse is just even up to that race, I think this horse is probably the best 3-year-old in the class, and he's just not had the opportunity to show it yet.
Yeah, I got to talk a little bit with Javier, and he's very high on him. He says he's just doing fantastic. He didn't give me that much information, but he said he's doing fantastic. So obviously he's very high on him.
I liked this post from in off. You have a better chance seeing a hurricane in California than Tapit Trice winning. Oh, wait a minute. So we'll see if lightning can strike twice on that one this weekend with Tapit Trice.
No doubt. And even the ladies race, where I think Miss Nest gets to show herself again as the most dominant horse in the land.
Oh yeah, the personal end's gonna be fun. And I just noted the point here about Tapit Trice getting blinkers is interesting, but I'm worried about the blinkers for him. I don't know that blinkers are really gonna help him because he's just such a grinder. And I don't know with his stride and his way of going if that's something that you can really blinker out of him. We'll see.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But they've got to try something with him, right?
Yeah.
And the blinkers seem to I don't know if they really helped Forte a whole lot last out, but they didn't hurt at any rate. He was a little more forwardly placed in the Jim Dandy, but he's still always that horse who just runs to his competition. So he's the horse who I have the hardest time getting a feel for in this race, because I've always liked Forte. He was my Derby horse, and I liked him in the Jim Dandy, but I liked him to hit the board in the Belmont, and he ran his race in the Belmont, and he always does. He's not a horse who ever gets out finished by another horse in close quarters, which I really like about him. But he also he's very workmanlike. He does what he needs to do and no more. So it's hard to say, how much he actually has left in the tank, because this is definitely going to be a much tougher task than the Jim Dandy was. But the personal ensign looks like it's going to be a really great field, short but very deep. Going to get the Nest Clairiere rematch, and then a couple other horses in there too. 63 Caliber, Secret Oath, and Delaware handicap winner Idiomatic also entered for that one.
Yeah.
That horse, you can't ever count out Brad Cox. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Nest does seem like she's going to be tough in there. It'll be interesting to see if Secret Oath can come back to form. She's a horse I'd love to see get back to that top level. But she just hasn't really shown it this year. I feel like it doesn't seem like she's quite as good as she was last year.
Yeah, you saw that even last year at Saratoga. She just kind of went down. Even like Park, she didn't even look the same. It seems like she's a January to July horse, and then all of a sudden, or to like May, and then all of a sudden she just kind of loses her steam,
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, she seems like she's one of those early season horses who could beat anybody, in February, March.
Yeah.
But come, now we're into summer. She just doesn't really seem to run her races this time of year.
Absolutely.
But looks like we're coming up on 9 minutes to the third race. We have a maiden special weight in here, $20,000 race. And the favorite is Conti, who's coming out of 2 straight attempts against stakes horses where she ran second each time. So deserving favorite in here, probably going to be tough to beat. But what did you guys think? Were you going to try and beat her?
Tim, you can go first.
We'll start with Tim.
Yeah, I am. One thing is, although you can see that the horse has definitely been racing against better, and I can see why the horse is a favorite in here. One thing is they're still maidens, and when it comes to races like this is my favorite. Sean knows I love the maiden races. It's something I typically do pretty well with. Even you can have a horse like this that's looked great in 2 straight races, but with so many first-time starters, there are always a lot of questions, and a lot of young horses in here. And the horse that I really like in here is the 4. I like the 4 horse. I think the horse has had some good workouts. I like the connections, and I think that we can get a price on the 4. I'm not exactly sure the 4 can win, but I also like the 6 in here. So I was 6 and 4 over the 1, and that's where I went.
I like it. Sean, how about you?
Okay. Well, this is one of those plays where I'm either going to be really happy or lazy. What are you doing? I played Conti in the stable duel. I think he's going to be very tough here versus this group. I think he's found a group that I think he can definitely beat. So Carreno does great for Pruitt, and obviously his form speaks for itself. Then I'm looking at the thing and I said, wait a minute, there's a horse named Happy Hour in here, right? And who's he out of? Preservationist, right? So I said, hey, man, my baby, here he is. And Antonio, my guy. I'm like, how can I not go for horse with my guy, with my horse? So I said, you know what? I'm using 3 Happy Hour. And I do like his works up here. They haven't been bad. I know the preservationists, as we've said before, Jessica, are going to be slower on the development side, but I think that's going to be more on the New York, Kentucky circuit versus the big boys. You know what I'm saying? And this group, maybe you don't have to be as big. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the 3 extreme value. So I'm 1-3.
Awesome. Yeah, I ended up skipping this race in stable duel because I just felt like I didn't have a good feel for it. Because yeah, I mean the 1, it right there on paper is why you might like the 1, but it's hard to trust these young developing horses, like what Tim said, that they can turn around and someone can pop up at any time. And this horse has tried 3 times and still hasn't gotten the job done. So the 4 was the first time starter that caught my eye the most too. Just the stats for the trainer, the stats for Kentucky Bear as a sire here with first time starters kind of made that horse was the one who made the most sense to me.
Absolutely.
As far as an alternative, the 8 also seemed reasonable as a second time starter, which is my favorite. Time to bet a horse is second out. I feel like you generally see a lot of improvement second out. And the 6 also on the same token made sense after getting bumped at the start in her debut, which wasn't a stake. So clearly they thought highly of this horse.
Right. Yeah.
So that, I could see either of them getting the job done. The 7 is a half to a really nice horse who won his first 3 starts, including a stake. So there's some pedigree there with 2 Cat, which is when all of that is to say, I skipped the race in stable duel and decided to just go for a different spot to spend my money. And we'll just sit back and see what happens here. Joe is also fading the 1, going 4-6 in here. Colin had 4-8 on cap in the card. Dennis likes the outside post on the 8. And mentioning, that winner of that, the debut for the 8 was a next out winner.
Yeah,
Dennis
in that
likes
stakes race, just let me at him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A very impressive winner. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely chasing a nice horse there in that first start for Awfully Special. So it looks like it'll be a fun race. These are, the kinds of horses that clearly they think they have some decent horses here in this spot as far as, some decent Assiniboia 2-year-olds.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting point by who just said Badgie jumped off the 8. Did he jump off or did I don't know why you take him off when you ran against Just Let Me At Him, but the jockey change.
That's an interesting jockey change with a jockey trainer combo that's only had 3. They've only teamed up for 3 horses on the year. So interesting that Sven Ballrup gets aboard there on the 8.
Yeah.
I'm personally, I don't take a lot of the jockey moves. I don't read too much into them, especially at Assiniboia.
Yeah.
But that is still definitely an interesting point to point out that the jockey switch there. And it's not like he went to someone else in this field, which makes it even more of a curious move there. I guess we could go ahead and show the post parade here.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes to go.
Muted.
1 with Gray.
And yeah, the 4 is the horse who's really taken the most money here.
Yeah.
And so the public kind of sees it the way we did, as far as that being a first-time starter that could be. There's that preservationist baby happy hour.
Yeah.
Christopher in the chat likes the 8. Who does
Hey,
Razor
Chris,
have?
Razor is in the building.
Got Razor with 1, 4, 6. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Nobody likes the 5. A heart to heart out here out of Storm Bootmare. Yeah, an 0 for 19 trainer with debut runners kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think looking at the prices on the board right now, my kind of night, the 6 would be. I think that's the horse that's giving you the best value right now, in my opinion. Although the 8 at 5 to 1 is good too, but I like the trainer stats second out for Devin Gittins with being will that be 4 for 9 second time out. I like that the horse had trouble first out, but still put in basically brushed up and then faded late. So I think that with a cleaner trip, the 6 could be the type of horse who turns the tables in here. And I like the confidence of putting that debut horse in a stake first time out. But now kind of coming back to a reasonable spot to try and get that first win now that debutante stakes has passed. And let me see here.
I do give the one connections credit, putting them back in the maiden rather than trying the stakes for the 3rd time, trying to give them a little confidence before you try that again,
Yeah, definitely. Kind of, yeah, exactly. You got 2 runner-up efforts in stakes company. So some connections would probably be tempted to just, wheel back and try and find another spot. If one exists, I'm not sure if there is another 2-year-old stake in a good spot, but either way, yeah, I like the move to get the horse back to a place where she can hopefully win and get some confidence into her. And the sire of the 6, Saturday Night Lights, I didn't really look into until just this moment, but only has 5 foals. So we'll see. And only 2 of them are winners, or 5 foals to race, that is, with only 2 winners. But both of those are. One of them was a pretty nice little horse, Thrill of the Night, who won her first 2 starts, including an allowance race, and then tried the Manitoba Oaks in her 3rd race. So interesting. Just note there, I suppose, as I was doing some last minute pedigree research. Also hadn't heard of It's No Joke, the sire of the 2. Is another horse that I am not familiar with.
Yeah, no.
See,
no love for them either.
Looks like he, as a stallion, he wins at 9%.
Yeah.
First out. 10 out of 108 first-time starters.
I will say, if you like anybody at all in the race other than the one horse to win, then this is a good wagering race, because the one is taking all the money at 4 to 5, and you're getting really good odds on everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have an opinion that isn't the one, this is the place to play it.
Kurt and Stretch both going 168 exact. Wow.
Just going straight with the experience, I guess. Both
Surprised
of them.
neither one used a 4, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with all the money that horse is taking on the board right now. And just crazy first out stats for Michael not winning at 37% and 38% maiden special weight debuters. So, but yeah, I'm really liking this 8 to 1 on the 6. I think that is good enough for me to throw a little win bet on that horse personally. See if we can get something there. But again, this race looked tough to me, where it was either going to be the one, but that the one wasn't trustworthy, and I didn't feel like I could trust anybody else enough to really take them in stable duel. So we shall see.
So Jess, I don't know if you looked.
You warranted here.
You've dropped a second, but you're only 20 points behind the first place stable. You've both used 4 horses to this point, so you're still in really good shape. And that person that's ahead of you, they have the one in this race.
Oh boy! So I'm gonna need the one to not go out there and win by 5, please.
There we go. We need the one to finish 6th.
Yeah, that would be ideal for me personally. But yeah, I agree with you, Dennis. You could include the one, but just 4 to 5, and for the stable dual price, the horse just didn't really make sense to me.
Well, I hope all of you are crying in your cereal bowl.
But well, sorry, Nicholas. I'm gonna have to root against you here to try and not let you distance yourself too much from me there in second. But we shall see. The one does look tough, and could be one of those horses that ends up just banking you a whole lot of points and ends up laying over the field. But selfishly, I'm going to hope that is not the case.
I'm with you. Give me this 4-6, which happened to be the 2 horses I did play in stable duel.
Yeah, I'm liking this 6 here, so we'll see. We'll root home 4-6. That would be all right with me. 6-4 would be better, but go ahead.
4-8 box.
4-8 box. All right, yeah, that makes total sense to me.
That's 2 left to load. 2 cat. And now just waiting on Awfully Special. The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off. On the outside, My Kinda Nice sprints clear and grabs the lead by 1.5 lengths. To the inside, Conti with Happy Hour in between horses. On the outside, Awfully Special settled back in 4th. Cavor another 6 lengths back in 5th. Starting to get going. That's 2 cat. Am's Awesome. And the trailer will be Parzani. 22-2 of the opening quarter. And My Kinda Night.
Come on, Prez,
heading
baby.
into the lane. Happy Hour in 7th.
Come on, Prez,
baby. Come on, Prez, baby.
Rail in 3rd. Conte in 4th. Coming
Come
up
on,
to
guys.
16
Come on.
full.
You can do it. Come on.
Trying to hang on.
Oh,
But happy hour
Come
now
on.
goes
Got
on
there.
by. It's happy
the
hour.
preservationist
Getting it
baby
done.
home.
My kind of night for second. Third's going to go to Cavor, and fourth to Conti.
Happy hour. Getting the job done. That was a nice win there for that preservationist baby.
It was. It was a great ride, too.
And then
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Just stalked the
My
speed
6 and 4
went on
were
by.
second and third.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the good thing is Conti
how it
finished
goes.
off the board.
Yeah, he came in fourth.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
might do all right here with my little across the board wager on the 6, even with not getting the win there. With the heavy favorite off the board, might still pick up a little bit to cover my bet at least. And 13-1 on that winner.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that exacta and tries will pay pretty nice.
I had him across. Yeah. But
Yeah, well, that'll be all right, especially again with that
what
one.
I liked about him, and again, I said this is what I like to see, is that when you get this type of a sire, right, coming up to here, you know what I'm saying? It in New York and Kentucky, maybe they're going to be a little bit slow versus the Todd Pletchers of the world. But if they're bringing them up here, they're probably bringing them for a reason to think maybe get some confidence or just something like that. Maybe they can run up here. You know what I'm saying? So exactly, and he turned into very impressive. He looks like daddy. Exactly. So those arch babies are all good looking. So
Yeah, exactly. That arch blood, good looking horses, definitely. Let's see. So did anybody end up getting anything there? Who else did anybody else have the 3 besides Sean?
someone had the 3 somewhere. I thought I saw like a double or something with. Let me try to find it here.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back through to see.
Someone had a 3, 4, 6, 7. I thought or something like that. But let me see. I thought maybe I'm wrong.
Or see if Sean was on his own there.
I don't see anything else.
No, I guess not.
Yeah,
I thought someone had the 3
I think you
involved
were
somewhere.
the only one, Sean. So
Okay. Happy hour for everybody.
that gets you extra bragging rights.
Yeah.
Exactly. Little past happy hour here, I guess, but happy hour is in your heart.
Yeah. And I think also too, I think a good sign there was, as Dennis just put, Whitehall jumping on the on first time,
Yeah, definitely. He knew that there was some talent there, and 28-20 to win there for happy hour, 1240 to place, 860 to show, 650 to place, and 490 to show on My Kind of Night, and 640 to show on Cavor. Dollar exacta paid $74.75. Dollar try was $411.90. Dollar super $10.52.40, and that dollar pick 3 $103.55.
Nice payouts.
Yeah, absolutely. That if we listened to Sean, we could have had it.
I had the other
Yeah,
two, Sean. You should have convinced me a little more. We could have had that try, Sean. $411
Seriously,
for
yeah,
a
look at that. I know.
Could have had
I know.
right.
Oh, you got a 4th. I
Could have played it for 20 cents and gotten back $82. Like that.
Exactly.
And yeah, as Keith said, we don't usually get a Whitehall at a $28 horse.
No.
But I'll just go back to one comment that I think all of us made, but this is why in a maiden race like this, I am not taking a horse with that low of an odds.
Yep.
I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
To the 6 people who
hard to
picked
trust.
Preservationists in the stable duel, I congratulate you.
And hopefully, moving forward, I can come back with some more momentum.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Second, as we move on.
Thanks, Keith.
That's why I passed this race, because
Yeah.
I just didn't think that I didn't want the 1, but I didn't know who I did want. So, well, hopefully it'll end up being a decent move. And now we're heading on to the feature of the night.
Yep. I will say
The
one
Phil
thing
Kives
interesting
Stakes.
just quickly before we do
Mhm.
that, right? I don't know
Yeah.
what level he is at, and I'm not saying he's going to win, but I'm very interested to see Scotland versus at least this group to see what type of level he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, like in terms
Yeah.
of, he was very
Just to
impressive in the curling, but just to get a gauge of what type of horse he is. You know what I'm saying? Is that
Exactly.
he's
Yeah,
definitely
definitely.
on the improve, but I don't know if he's
Mhm.
at this level. I mean, only time will tell, but that's just interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm excited about him just because he's a gelding, so he's a horse that we'll probably have around for a while.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
even if he doesn't, if he runs a nice solid 4th in here,
Yeah.
like that would be really exciting, I think, for a horse that is improving and who figures to stick around for at least a 4-year-old season, probably 5, even 6-year-old season as a gelding,
Right.
provided everything goes well. So yeah, no, that's a horse who's I am very interested in seeing how he does. And I mean, yeah, the whole field for that Travers looks like it's just going to be anybody could win type of race and just ridiculous. It'll be just a really fun race. And oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing as well is I really want to see Saez up on Mage. I think that's a good pairing. For a speed horse, Saez likes to take them out. I love him and riding a horse that loves to go to the front, and that's going to be interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how he does there with the jockey switch and see what we get from Mage with that. And yeah, moving on to race 4, Colin here has some things to say. Yeah, competitive race, lots of speed, all have strong Assiniboia races. 4 follows the same patterns last year when he won this race, as does Percibility. So it'll be, they both, we have the 1, 2, 3 finishers at least from this race last year. I think it's just 1, 2, 3. So this is a tough race.
This is.
I ended up on McKeag on top, but it's a tough one to really feel strongly about him. He just got beat by a Crowned Royal last out, who I also used in Stable Duel in here. So hopefully, I'm hoping he can run back to that. And Private Frank, I like that horse, but the question there with him for me was just whether there would be too much speed for Private Frank to really go on with it. But I am 5-1-6 in here. Sean, how did you see this one?
Well, obviously, I was debating this race was so tough in terms of the 6 to me is an interesting one because every time he runs in the stakes in the Canadian bred level, he runs well, and obviously the 5 runs very well. But for a value price, I went with one Lucky Chucky, as he likes to say, because if you look at this horse, right, last year at a mile, he won by 19 and a half lengths in the Buffalo up front. Whitehall, who I love, has won with this horse, 1, 2, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So Antonio clearly knows how to get the best out of this horse. Just from a value standpoint, if it's slower up front, then people, I think there's going to be a lot of speed. But if it's slower than maybe the 5 and the 6, maybe the 5 has a little tougher time getting to the people. It does seem like a little speed favoring tonight. So I'm hoping it's kind of like the Woodbine track the last 3 days, and speed holds totally up front, and that Lucky Chucky can get in at a value play.
I like it. How about you, Tim?
Well, I love Private Frank in here, and I agree that he tends to show a lot of speed, and there is a lot of other speed in the race. But I think that he has the luxury here in being on the outside with a horse to his immediate inside in the 5 that's definitely going to take back, and he's going to get to come over a little bit and look at where everyone else is going. And if you look, 2 of his last 3 races, he has not been on the lead. As a matter of fact, in both of those races that he won, he was in 4th. And the last time out, that probably wasn't his preference. He was bumped at the start and ended up taking back a little bit and won easily. But I think this horse can rate, and I think he's going to. And I think that there's enough speed to his inside that he's going to have the look and be able to pick a spot to sit behind everybody. And I think he just mows them down in the stretch with the 5 coming up to get a good second.
Nice. Yeah. And it looks like Private Frank is the choice right now at 3-2, with McCaig a close second choice at 2-1. So we'll see how that ends up playing out.
Yeah, he beat Jeff
yeah.
Affa. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Jeff
definitely.
Affa's on fire right now.
And
Yes.
Jeff Affa beat McCaig 2 back. So, if you want to play that game, then that would put Private Frank kind of above McCaig as far as the running lines and common opponents that they've faced.
Right.
And
And
we'll
in
see.
the one race, Lucky Chucky was 3rd, only 2 lengths behind them. So so you never know who's that good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was forced to pace in that race and wasn't beaten too far. So makes sense.
Yeah, the funny thing about the running lines, if you look at the running lines, you go down here and you know how the opponents that are in the race are all boated. If you go and you look, each one of them have several boated horses, and it's different horses, but they've all run against each other in different races. It's kind of
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun race to kind of look at it through that lens with. And let's see if her internet has returned. Carson, do we have you back?
I'm back. Hi.
Yay.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Sounds like we might need you turned up again.
Oh boy. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, still a little bit quiet.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay.
That's better, yeah.
I don't know why it resets every single time. It's just a pain. Sorry.
Yeah. Who did you like in this,
That's all right.
Stakes race, Carson?
I like this. Who is this? The 3 with Bino. Del Vecchio. That's somebody's last
That
name.
horse is interesting.
Or a name from a movie.
I don't recognize it, but it sure sounds like it could be.
Yeah. I don't know why. The name sounds familiar. Anyway, just trying to go back and look here.
Yeah, I looked at that horse a little bit. I was wondering about the distance, which I mean he does have a win, but and then the one thing that kind of I found interesting is that Michael Nault is only 1 for 22 or 2 for 22. Sorry, I'm trying to do mental math. First off the claim, which for a 27% trainer, I thought was interesting stat. That it seems like he might need a race with them.
Right. He wants to have one to get in whatever program he has. I was trying to look back at his last. Is he dropping in class off the claim, or it's hard for me to pull it up quickly. I don't know why. I just have one page that I can reference that says yes, last race.
Yeah, like they claimed him for 12.5 and then or 10. I'm not sure which he was in for there, and then coming into this $40,000 stake. So it kind of makes you think that they had this spot in mind for him, but maybe he wants to stretch him out, because the stat that Michael Nault does have very high is that 2 sprints to a route angle at 29% and 21% sprint to route in general. So that will be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. I'm here for it. And then I also like the 4, the bird song.
Yeah, that was who Sean liked as well.
Yeah. I think if you like the other two, I think for in terms of value purposes, I think Lucky Chucky, just from a value standpoint, has at least showed he can run with these guys and has had success in this type of
Yeah,
category.
definitely. Yeah, he fits with this group, I'd say, for sure. And I guess we haven't talked a whole lot about the one who's currently the third choice. He beat McKaig and Lucky Chucky last out, but got beat relatively soundly by 3 1/4 lengths by the 3 Del Vecchio 2-back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that could put points in Del Vecchio's corner here.
Yeah.
Colin likes Private Frank on top. And so does Frank.
The one thing about the one that you'll notice as well, though, if you look at his wins, both times that Chow's been up, he has won, and he's got Chow back on board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the distance, he kind of stretched out to that 7.5 last time out, and it kind of seemed to perk him up a little bit. So I think that the extra half a furlong will also not hurt. He's 1 for 4 at the distance, but has been in the money in 3 of those. So we'll see how he does. But I liked him a bit. I used him and McKaig both in Stable Duel, but Private Frank is the horse that scares me, I think, the most in here personally, as far as ones that I don't have. And make sure, guys, that you hit the like button. I always forget to mention that.
Do.
But it
Please
helps
do.
us out a bunch and helps us get discovered on YouTube and helps other people find the stream. So if you could hit the like button,
important.
that would be a big help for us. Thank y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
Pop up
I could see someone hitting the all button here, by the way, because everyone's beating everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like
Yeah, and a 6-horse field. I mean,
I was just going to say, funny you mentioned that, Sean, because I played a pick 3, but I singled the 6 in the last race, and I hit all in this race.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how much we think alike, but literally it is. I mean, as you said, everyone's got the same names and the different races where they beat each other or came close. Even the 2's been close a couple of times. Carson, when does Kentucky Downs start?
Yeah. Even the 2 is the longest shot on the field. Isn't
August 31st.
Ooh.
My husband's birthday.
Yeah, getting close.
Yeah.
exciting.
And I'll be there the whole time. I'm excited.
I hope I can get out to cook. Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to get out there sometime. It seems like a fun track.
I've extended the invite to do like a VRBO, or I guess Airbnb's kind of gone away with the prices and fees. But if we did a big group of people for that last weekend, I think the 9th and the 10th, they have some pretty good turf stakes. So
Nice.
let me know if you want to come.
Yeah, I might see if I can work that in to all the other travel that I've got planned.
Other job.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One thing I will say always about Kentucky Downs is made me very good. Always watch the honor code babies on the Kentucky Downs. All his animals seem to run really well on for some reason. He has so many winners at Kentucky Downs. He struggled everywhere else for the most part, but his babies run when they get to the Kentucky Downs. I don't know why, but they do.
And we just
Interesting.
Watched.
Yeah, honor code. Right.
Yeah.
Recent. Which honestly, I kind of like that move for him. I think he'll get better mares there than here, and I think he fits there. So I'm I saw that and I was like a little disappointed, but also just because it means I'm not going to be able to get to see him this November when I go do the Stallion Farm tours. But I think that like for his career standpoint, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think he'll get some nice horses out there, and
Right.
certainly will be making some very pretty babies when mixed with the Sunday Silence blood out there.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Whether
yeah.
they can run or not, I don't know, but they're going to be pretty.
In like 5 years, we're gonna have more black thoroughbreds than grays.
Right. I am here for that. I would be completely okay with things going that direction.
Mhm.
Start and Frank pointing out that the dam of Private Frank was also an Assiniboia specialist who liked this
And
track in
that's so
spite
key,
of
yeah.
success. Pulling her up real quick. Yeah, won 4 times over the Assiniboia Downs track and placed in 12 of 20 lifetime. So was a useful Spicetown mare and a quick one. It looks like did a lot of her best running gate to wire. And, Private Frank has also inherited some of that speed, although, like Tim pointed out, he has proven he can rate a little bit as well. So who does everybody like in here? This is a tough spot. Dennis has 1, 3, 5, 6 trifecta box. And Frank putting up, making a good point about Kentucky Downs. Usually, let's see if it will come up. That it usually fades horses their first few races at other tracks after running at Kentucky Downs, and that tough, configuration that they have there, which I think that's an interesting point there, and something that I haven't actually paid attention to. So that is something I will definitely be watching now. And also, yes, adding kind of distance and seeing, finding horses that are shortening up essentially at Kentucky Downs because of that configuration. It kind of plays like the races play as if they are longer than they are, because they have the undulating turf course. They have, it's kind of a European style course out there.
Yeah. And somehow when Tyler or Joel gets on a horse, you add at least like a furlong of better result, because those two seem to just love that place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was it Joel won like 7 races like a couple of years ago in one day?
Yeah.
He just won everything.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
But he just dominated. Is that his?
Keith's got the one. Mm-hmm.
Probably a bad day for me when Joel's winning. I'm
Yeah,
losing.
looks like
Yeah. I just can't trust the man.
Same.
Killing me.
Same. Exactly.
He's that guy.
for better or
met him
for
and
worse.
yeah, I mean, just.
I think they should
That's
mic
how I feel about
Chris-
Leparoux.
Yeah. I think they should mic Christophe Clement every single time Joel rides for him, because he's like 26 lengths back. And like, what's he saying?
Right.
Married.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yes.
In other words, I can't say.
Yeah.
People probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Baisez-toi.
We'll go ahead and turn on the volume here and send it over as they load into the
Lucky
gate.
Chucky leads the field into the starting gate.
McKaig has taken favoritism,
Next
it looks
up,
like, at
Found
this point.
Royal.
Let's see, who does everybody got here as we
Versability
minute.
now set to move in.
Keith's got the 1. Frank has
El Vecchio's
1, 5,
turn.
6. Yeah, I thought this was, I almost did that. And then I
That's
ended
2
up going in
left
the
to
first
load.
race deep instead. So hopefully the 6 doesn't mess me up here. Went 1, 5.
Yeah, both of them have 1, 5, 6 in some type of order.
Mhm.
They agree
Yeah,
with you guys.
that seems like the
A 7-5 favorite, McKaig, ready to step up.
if being a little difficult here.
Yeah, either the 5 or the 6. Yeah, one of the two's having not a fun time here. 6
Yeah.
seems going around in circles.
Yeah, they must be I think they were trying to get the 5 in, but
Yeah,
didn't
I
even
think
seem
it's
like he
the
was
5. The 5
close to going in.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's being a little goofy here.
5's in the cha-cha. Yeah.
Not ideal.
There he goes.
There we
Okay,
go.
the 6 of 5 favorite now in. Now just waiting on Private Frank to the outside. The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off in the 7th running of the Phil Kivas Stakes. Quickly from the inside, Delvecchio shows good early speed. In between horses, Lucky Chucky is going to put on the early pressure. McKeag is settled back in 3rd. Another length to Persability on the inside. Crown Royal and Private Frank was the early trailer. The opening quarter, 23-1. And Delvecchio all alone, up by 2.5. On the inside, McKeag creeping up. On the outside, Lucky Chucky. Private Frank still saving some in 4th. And the trailers, Crown Royal and Persability. The half mile, a quick 47-3. The leader, Delvecchio. McKeag to the inside, trying to squeeze through, but is it going to get there? And Delvecchio responds and now opens up by 4. McKeag back to 3rd. Lucky Chucky on the outside. Crown Royal is looking for room. They're hitting the head of the lane. And Delvecchio has made every pull a winning one.
Wow.
3 quarters in 1:12. What a display by Delvecchio in here. Is up by 5, a 16th of a mile to go. And Delvecchio will take the Phil Kivas Stake.
Impressively.
McKeag will be second best.
Great
3rd to
pick
Crown
by Carson
Royal,
there.
And 4th, the Lucky Chucky.
Wow. I didn't really expect to see anybody win like that,
That was crazy.
No.
but he
But at
absolutely
8
rocked in
furlongs
there.
here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the distance helped him, and I guess that's why they claimed him for this spot, to get that stretch out. And wow, he just cruised. Great
What
job,
happened
He
to
should
Carson.
run into
Frank?
Travers this weekend.
Right.
Something went wrong
Yeah,
with
no,
Frank.
Private Frank. He ended up
I mean,
breaking
didn't even
last, never
start.
looked comfortable.
Yeah, he wasn't even. I don't even know. If he
Whip was
finished
out
the race.
early.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
pulled him
was-
up at
he
the
was-
back of the,
Yeah.
at the entrance to the stretch.
Yeah. 3, 1.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right there.
Yeah.
And hopefully things are all right with Private Frank.
Yeah, that
But
was very Beef. That
Delvecchio
was the
just-
one in the night. Yeah, he just.
Yeah, he set a strong pace and just kept on going. That was very, very nice. And that looks like, let's see here, taking a look at Stable Duel real quick. Yeah, it looks like, oh gosh, our friend Nicholas, I believe, is the clown in Stable Duel. I think that might get him back up to the front, because he had 3-5 on one of his stables there.
Oh wow, very impressive.
So
Yeah.
that'll be anybody who had the 3 in Stable Duel, you are doing really good
Yeah.
right now.
And this horse is now 2 for 2 at the distance, so clearly he's liking that 2-turn,
Yeah.
feel up there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
great. Didn't
definitely.
take too much late money. 4-1. I think that's good for 6-1 morning line.
Great call.
Yeah, yeah.
Carson.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I couldn't
absolutely.
explain why. Just like
You know what? Sometimes
That
the
one.
gut feeling is
Exactly.
Oh man.
Is not to be discounted. Yeah, I'm with you, Keith. I was feeling good about the 1. I'm surprised that he ended up getting out finished by McKeag because
Yeah,
I
me
thought that
too.
he
Yeah. I
was
thought the
going to
1 was going
get
to go around
the
them all. Yeah.
rail, and I thought the 3 was going to stop at some point.
By the way, nice claim by Michael Nault there.
Right. Now we're 3 for 23.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Numbers looking more respectable. Exactly.
But yeah, I don't think we'll see a more impressive win tonight than that.
No, that was very impressive. Just drew off.
You know, Colin, I think they should make that a bet. Should be like you should be able to pick the last 2 finishers and like box it. Or
Right.
they should have a bet where you pick first and last. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun.
Every Kentucky Derby party my parents have ever thrown, right? They all draw names for the horses, and there's a prize for first and prize for last.
I love that.
Exactly. Yep. So
if there's a race to try and like make a bet where you pick who finishes last, the Derby is the race to do it.
Absolutely.
So race 4 results here. We got Del Vecchio paid $10.20 to win, $4.10 to place, $2.50 to show. McKeag was $2.60 to place, $2.20 to show. And Crown Royal, $2.30 to show. That Exacta paid $10.35. Try $21.85. Dollar Super was $78.10. And that pick 3, as soon as it scrolls through, we'll see what that paid. I guess the Exacta is fair for the price, but 333 pick 3 paid $242.75.
Yeah.
333.
So maybe it's just a night to pick the 3s, right? Just don't even overcomplicate it.
And if you have a closer right now, if you have a closer later in this card, you're not feeling very good right now because it's all speed right now.
Yeah,
wow.
Speed is.
Frank said trade all closers. Yikes.
Yeah. They are not picking up ground very well here, which could be a problem. And moving on to race 5. This was a race. This was actually one of the races I thought was one of the hardest on the card. I did not have a strong opinion in here. I liked the 5, taking a little bit of a drop that makes sense. I thought that the 4 was a logical horse, has just kind of been competitive at this level. This seems to be the level. Devin Gittins is 20% off the claim. I thought that the 2 made sense. Although, again, we're getting into that scary zone of not knowing how this form is going to hold up coming in. And then Colin liked the 8, and that was another horse that I thought made some sense coming back to Assiniboia Downs after not faring quite as well in other tracks. Carson, how did you see this one?
Yeah, I'm with you on the 2 here, but it seems a little, not as certain on that coming back from, I guess, just relying on his form, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to look and see. Bino's not in here, so there goes that angle. I have to say 7's really tough for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I felt the same way as Colin here. Yeah, I think that was exactly how I felt about it, Colin.
The 5 also.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Sean, are you going to be taking Antonio Whitehall here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not doing it because Antonio Whitehall. I think this horse, Antonio knows his horse well. I think you're seeing how the track's playing. I think Antonio is going to be like sitting right off of somebody early in the around the first turn. And I think he'll just try to take it halfway. and go. I think he's faced better, and I think this is the Antonio last year even had this horse won at 7.5 furlongs right off the lead. The last two times he's kind of tried to run from behind at 5.5, which says to me that maybe those are kind of work out races almost to get to the 7.5. Put a little seasoning into him, and I think he just takes the lead halfway through the race and then says goodbye.
Yeah, I'm with you there. How about you, Tim?
You know, I liked the 5 as well, but a little bit. I was looking at things from a perspective of the way that the track has been playing, and looking at this one. I mean, this one is on the rail and may be the speed in a 7 furlong race, and then in the longer races today, the 2-turn races, speed's been holding. So I don't see anybody else really going out with him. I know the 5 can, but Willie, and I'm not sure. I'm going to play 1-5, 1 on top.
Nice. Yeah,
you,
at this
Jess?
point. Mm-hmm.
How about you, my friend?
Oh no, I kind of went through first. I like the 5 on top.
Right, yeah.
I like the 4 a little bit, but yeah, I could make a case for quite a few in here. I would be 5, 4, 2, 8 would be my my picks in here. But yeah, I like the 5 getting back to the 7 furlong distance. That's really my biggest angle in here is the drop and the preferred distance. I think that horse, Carson, you were saying in the chat, like, how is this horse 5-1? It's almost a little scary.
Yeah. So this is,
but
this is where Assiniboia screws with my head, because I'm like, why are they taking so much late money? Why is this horse not 1 to 5?
It is early. It is early. It wouldn't surprise me to see him drop consistently, before the,
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So much money is bet at Assiniboia with the exotics, the pick 3s, the pick 4s, the pick 5s. Sometimes they generally don't have a lot in the win. So if someone just puts 20 late, it's amazing how those odds can, as you said, Jess, the late money tonight has been on par. Someone just puts a 40 bill on someone and boom, they're right back down, so.
Yeah. Yeah, at 5-1, this is definitely a kind of horse I'd just throw across the board.
No, absolutely.
That's
won't
good
last.
value.
I was just looking. The total pool and the total money in the win pool right now is $1,200.
Yeah.
So the 2 has has $359 and the 5 has $262, and just made a big jump in that. It was jumped about $100. So yeah, it'll change for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Those small pools, they can be a little more volatile than at bigger tracks where they open up with half the pool already. Looks like the 5 is not getting a lot in the pick 3s, according to Nicholas. So we'll see. We'll see if that was the correct thought or not. But as Frank points out, these last 2 starts, as a 7-year-old now, hasn't really shown speed. So especially with the way the track has been playing, you kind of want to hope that he gets back to kind of that last year form. And that's where my hope is, that the drop will kind of facilitate that needed step forward and kind of let him get back to the old form, which, I mean, July of last year, he was at the $5,000 level here, and then just seemed to get pretty good for a little while.
Yeah.
With
and the fact that Antonio stays with them, the fact that Antonio stays with them for the 3rd time indicates that he probably knew the plan was to get to this level, to this distance.
Yeah, definitely. It is interesting to note, though, that when Antonio rode him last year, he also did not show a whole lot of speed. He kind of has shown speed in his races more with other jockeys, like Stevenson seems to be the jockey who gets the most speed out of him. But we'll see. That's the way I'm leaning at this point. Although, the way it seems to be speed biased does affect things and kind of makes the 2, I think, of the horses that I liked coming in. I would kind of move him up a little bit if he can. He's been farther off the pace, but his speed figures are good. And again, those are coming out of those races where they don't have the fractions
Yeah.
Posted. So it's hard to know if those pace figures are trustworthy. But has some decent early pace figures coming into here, according to Brisnet. So we'll see. I liked Really Slow a little bit, Colin. I think he'd be like my 3rd choice in here.
If this was he's more a closer. That's the one thing I don't. You're like, I liked him on form on the form, but the way this track's playing right now, I don't quite know if this is the way he wants to be running in tonight. Plus, he really bet a horse named Really Slow.
Right. I think he said that earlier. Like that's just.
He is the favorite. He is the favorite in the pick 3 pools. So the pick 3 is 4, 2, 3.
Yeah, like isn't there a horse at Del Mar? There's a horse at Del Mar right now named Low Expectations. I mean, can you really expect something from a horse named Low Expectations? It's low.
Right, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy at a certain point. There's Mitchell checking in tonight. Great to have you as always. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday night. And again, naming the horse Really Slow and Low Expectations. I'm sure there are plenty of other examples of I guess you're hoping it will end up being an ironic name, but you're also running the risk of it just being a fitting name.
Yeah, exactly.
And 4 minutes. I actually have to step out for about 3 minutes.
No problem.
But I will be. Yep. If y'all can cover for me, I will be back momentarily.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have 4 minutes to go, and exactly. Obviously, Carson's a little lost here without her boy Bino in this race.
Yeah.
I saw his brother at Woodbine this weekend.
Oh, did you?
His brother rides at Woodbine, and he rides here, which is interesting. But very nice man, though. 3 and 8 look good in the paddock.
Yeah, 8
Colin, save that for the last race for your sleepy pick.
Oh, wow. That too is excited.
It is, yeah, exactly. Long shot. Bobby says the long shot is the 1. Yep. Yeah, 15-1, Siobhan Bell. And you'd mentioned that one, Tim, right?
He is the long shot, but I mean, he's definitely shown some speed. And that's what I was looking at early on because I hadn't given him much of a look, but showing the speed and the way the track is playing and the times that he's running, I mean, it's been competitive to what some of these the races I've been in.
Yeah. Tim, now will you go down at all to Kentucky Downs? Is that too far for you?
Yeah, no, it's not too far. The problem with me getting down to Kentucky Downs is this time of year and school just getting back in and everything that I've got going on. But I am planning to try to take a day and go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I told Carson earlier in the chat, I was excited to finally be on the stream with her. Of all the people that I've been in the stream with, I haven't gotten to get on with Carson yet. She's the only person in here that I've actually met in person. So
there you go.
We crossed paths at Keeneland and Indiana Downs.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent.
Horseshoe. I'm sorry, Horseshoe, Indiana.
Yeah.
Horseshoe, Indiana.
Excellent daily double. Yeah. I had the pleasure of being down with her at Tampa Bay Downs for the Tampa Bay Derby. That's when Tappet Trice was a runner. Yeah.
That's when
That's when he was.
Oh, I don't know. That's going to be interesting.
I just, looking at how much Luis has had to coax that horse, I'm not sure Jose's a good fit for that.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
He's not physical like that.
No.
Yeah, and you literally have to ride him the entire race for him to stay in tune, you know? So
It'll be interesting.
yeah, absolutely. For all the people who like to play the IRAD Jose Exacta, you know, see, the two brothers can finish 1-2. I think it's going to be a fascinating race. And I was saying, Carson, obviously Scotland is kind of like the X factor. I don't know how good he is. You know what I'm saying versus this group. I mean, you know what I'm saying. He could be. That was a very impressive curling. Just on, I was there for it, just on the eye test. But I don't know if that, how that translates versus the rest of the group.
Yeah, I've seen him run a couple times at Churchill, and then where did he run? Somewhere else, totally random. Maybe Ellis. I can't remember because Churchill was Ellis for a little bit, but he's so he's not one of those that you're like, oh wow, look at this guy. He's a gelding, but great group of people, good connections, easy to root for. So
yeah. Anything Jamie Roth seems to touch these days seems to go very, very well. They just had a second up at Woodbine this weekend with Translate, first time on the turf.
Oh.
So they continue to roll.
Yeah, they've got a great program there with Ellen J. Foxwoods.
Oh my God, Jamie! Anything Jamie touches, they just seem to. They run. They really do. Colin bet a 158 exacta box. Trusty's on the 1 and the 6. Okay.
Yeah, this was another race that I just skipped in Stable Duel because I could not really like anybody a whole lot. So I'm hoping that my newer strategy of just passing races instead of trying to find horses in every race is going to work out for me. So far, so good. We're in a competitive spot, at least.
And by the way, I'm happy to report that if everything goes well, the King's Plate winner will indeed go to Fort Erie for the second leg of the Dirt. Paramount Prince will go to Fort Erie for the Prince of Wales. So that's
very
good.
nice.
That's awesome. I love that Triple Crown up in Canada with the 3 different surfaces, and it's so unique, and it's such a challenge. I feel like
the toughest Triple Crown in the world by far. It's not easy. Polytrack first, then dirt, then a mile and a half on the turf. That's just, you got to be one special animal to do that.
Exactly. Just it's a real test. I would love to have some sort of series that did something like that. Some kind of bonus, maybe like for older horses. We need more stuff for older horses, more incentives for horses to run.
By the way, Collins is going to be thrilled. I think Loggins is going to have like 200. He's like set to like 200 mares or whatever. Loggins is going to be very, very busy. Yeah. He's got his book like totally full. So there's going to be a lot of little Loggins babies running around. Collins is going to be. Uncle Colin's going to be visiting a lot. Exactly.
Love it.
Is anyone else surprised that
plenty of Loggins
2-1 favorite?
What'd you say, Tim?
I was just saying, is anyone else surprised that this 2 is the 2-1 favorite? I'm a little surprised that you're getting 3 to 1 on this 5 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I liked the 2. The 2 is probably like my second pick in here, but I don't know that I certainly wouldn't bet him straight at 2 to 1. Again, it bit me earlier not trusting this other form, but it's hard to trust the numbers there. Does have some good form from Delta late last year, early this year. And that last race, if that number is legit, fits here. But that was $3,500 beaten claiming at, I'm not even sure what FAR is. Let me see if I can figure that out.
Well,
That's in North Dakota, apparently.
yeah, Fargo. Yeah, it's Fargo Downs.
Fargo, okay.
Yep. Yep.
I have never even heard of Fargo Downs. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about trusting the form there. But yeah, interesting. So Trusty pointing out that he was a Loggins fan, pre-debut, but Colin has been much louder about it.
Yes, much
so so doesn't get Colin gets the spotlight over it. But that's all right. Oh wow, I haven't actually checked Stable Duel in a minute. So we got Nicholas in the chat is in first, and then J.R. Cooper has Stable second and third, and I'm sitting all right in fourth, right ahead of El Hombre.
Oh, there you go.
So we'll see how that goes. What else do we have here that we know? I miss being able. We got Sean in 20th. Still not too far out of it.
No, on the periphery.
Still has a chance here. So we'll see. I skipped this race in Stable Duel because I didn't like it. But I did throw a little win place show bet on the 5 because I think the 7-2 is still a reasonable price here on this horse as he continues to drop. We'll probably, leave the gate at like 3-2 or something, and then I will be sad. But so it goes. Go ahead as they're loading into the gate and get the sound here for you.
By the way, so not a fan of the interstate betting rule
Mr.
where
Walsh
you can't bet in
next.
Canada with your thing, but they can come down and bet with ours.
Really slow's turn. Next up out on Saturday, My Father's Eyes walks right in. Just 2 left to load. Camps Bay. And just waiting on Ma's Mischief to the outside. The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off. From the inside, straight after the lead, that's Mr. Walsh. Chasing in second out on Saturday. Gentrified back in third, hugging the rail, double time in fourth. Another length and a half back to Really Slow with My Father's Eyes on the outside. 4 more to Camps Bay. And your early trailer is Ma's Mischief. 24-1 the opening quarter. And Mr. Walsh all by himself by 2.5 lengths out on Saturday. Creeping up closer in second. Double time and Gentrified. Also moving up in third and fourth. Then it's My Father's Eyes and Really Slow. And your trailer still Ma's Mischief. The half 48-1. Mr. Walsh now getting company. On the outside from out on Saturday, they hit the head of the lane. Mr. Walsh trying to battle back out on Saturday to the outside. And a late rally on the far outside by Gentrified. In between horses, really slow, Gentrified. Those two noses on the wire. It's going to go to on Saturday and fourth.
The two got there.
He did, yeah.
But it was close.
Race. Really slow. Really was not slow. He came. I didn't think anyone was close. You know. That was
but they sure came.
That was
no. I thought like when the three got out there, I'd go in that pace. I thought that the three was kind of pretty safe.
And Antonio did exactly the way I said he would run. So he ran the perfect race. He just got beat.
Yeah. On the that he was on the 4?
5, yeah. I
mean, 5.
He did exactly the way I thought. He would sit just off, try to take it halfway through, and he just didn't have the horse.
Yeah, I felt so good, coming into the stretch with that 5.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, the 2 and the 4 both just outfinished him. Man, Gentrified looks like a happy horse coming back.
Well, now we know why he was a 2-1 favorite there.
Yeah, exactly. That answers that question, doesn't it?
The people knew. The people knew. Is that?
Ended up being pretty formful there. 2, 4, 5.
We've had some good races tonight.
This horse has a flashy little trot on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been some exciting races for sure. We got the big blowout winner. We got the close photos. We got a little bit of everything here. So it is official.
They go official quick up there. Only Penn National. Penn National goes official 1 second after they cross the line. They don't even look at them. But you have 2 seconds to check.
Yeah, they're just on top of it. Just don't double check it. Just hit the button, send it official. If we make a mistake, then oops.
Yeah, exactly. Talk to us later. Gentrified. Who is Gentrified out of? Malibu Moon. Ooh. Adina Springs, baby.
He's by Malibu Moon.
Yeah.
Was a $200,000 yearling back in 2015. And he's made $371,000 over his 78 lifetime starts. Done it the hard way.
Yeah.
And here he pays $6.50 to win, $3.40 to place, $2.60 to show. Really slow. Was not. He paid $3.80 to place and $2.70 to show, and out on Saturday paid $3.30 to show. That dollar exacta was $10.55. The dollar try $47.75. Dollar super $99.70, and the dollar pick 3 we went down to 332. Pays $341.20. Oh, maybe that's why my computer is being slow. I forgot I had a whole other program open. So we are moving right along through the night. And, speaking of, Penn National, Charlestown has a couple of big races this weekend with the Charlestown Classic and the Charlestown Oaks, which is also, a good time to send our condolences to the connections of Art Collector, 2-time winner of the Charlestown Classic, who unfortunately lost to laminitis over the past week, which is devastating. Definitely not a good couple of weeks lately. But what a cool horse. So,
he was so cool.
But in this year's Charlestown Classic, we do have the runner up from last year, Muad'Dib, who is a horse who I've been very, very high on his whole career. He's a full brother to Late Night Powwow, who some of you might remember was a graded stakes winner. She won the Barbara Fritchie, and I believe
Yep.
the Charlestown Oaks as well, but I'm not positive about that one.
Yeah.
But he should fit in this spot now. You have Skippy Longstocking is another horse who's coming in, is at least likely to come in, and Doppelganger, another one who is on the probable list, but it's looking a little bit like a light Charlestown Classic field, but it should be a competitive one.
Yeah.
And then you have Hoosier Philly aiming for the Charlestown Oaks. So that'll be interesting to see now that she seems to be kind of back in form, back to herself, if she continues that run going out there to the bull ring. So I just wanted to mention that because Charlestown is essentially my home track, and I miss going to the Charlestown Classic. That's now later in the year. It used to be a April tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
But moving it out now.
Always rooting for my man Ollie Figgins.
Yes.
Always rooting for my man Ollie Figgins. He and Cassie are the love them both. Exactly.
Yeah, they do some great stuff out there, and have had some really nice horses. I cannot remember her name right now. Chestnut Sprinter. She won up at Saratoga. That they had.
The Penningtons.
They had a whole.
Unicoi.
They had a retirement.
Oh.
That's not who I was thinking of.
Oh.
That might be them as well, but that isn't who I was thinking of. Oh my gosh, it's going to bother me. Like at some point in the night, I'll just yell out a horse name.
Yeah.
And you'll know why. It's because it was the Figgins horse. I cannot think of her name, and I probably will not be able to think of her name. But also, as Alex points out, also we lost Cave Rock to laminitis as well this week, which was doubly devastating as a son of Arrogate. And, I don't want it to be another St. Liam situation where you had this really great stallion who we lost way too young, but then never ended up actually getting a sire son. So thankfully, Arrogate, he still has another crop coming up, and we've got Archangelo to carry the torch there. But Cave Rock was definitely another really big, sad loss for the sport.
Oh, Dance to Bristol.
But
is that it?
Moving on.
Dance to Bristol?
Yes, that is her. Dance to Bristol.
Yeah, okay.
That's the one.
Dance to Bristol. She won the ballerina.
Yes, that is what I was thinking of.
That was huge.
Yes. Which is also this weekend.
Yep.
I believe.
They were very excited.
List of things. Yes, that was awesome. Yeah, the ballerina is also this weekend. Goodnight, Olive, Echo Zulu, and Society are headlighting in there. So that'll be another fun one with some of these top filly mare sprinters this weekend.
Interesting. Steve is putting Society in against Echo Zulu.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
That is it's an interesting choice. I guess we'll see how it plays out. Whether is it a case of just they both are deserving of getting this grade 1? I mean, they both are already grade 1 winners, I believe. I'm not positive that Society is, but I feel like she got a grade 1 at some point.
She won the cotillion at Parks.
She did by mega lengths, exactly. Yeah, she killed that field last year. That was when Secret Oath
what it was. Yeah,
backwards.
she was the cotillion.
Yeah,
she absolutely romped in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But kind of came back on top after losing 3 in a row. After that, kind of came back with a big win in the Chicago Stakes at Ellis Park last out. So maybe she's getting back to where she wants to be, and Steve's just putting them both in there and going with it. Yeah, she won by 10 3/4 last time. But moving on here to race number 6 at Assiniboia Downs. We've got fillies and mares going 6 furlongs for a $7,500 tag. And I kind of liked this race. I thought that the favorite, well, at least the morning line favorite, I did not try and look up how to say this name, Viognier, would be my guess. Horse makes sense, but I think is also beatable. I thought that the 9 Anna was a really good stable dual horse, a really consistent type. But I also liked the horse that Frank pointed out here, Devilicious. Coming in here, I remember that last race. That was, you basically just toss her first race. She just didn't run a step. Then comes out here and wins pretty impressively in a really gutsy effort to break her maiden first time in Assiniboia Downs. So I thought that this horse was interesting, kind of being essentially a second-time starter in here, and a horse that should be able to step up and doesn't need a whole lot of improvement on Brisnet figures in order to be competitive with some of the others in here. Tim, what did you think of this race?
It's funny. I also had the 3 as my stable dual pick for a lot of the same reasons. You can throw out that first race last year in the slop at 5.5 furlongs, but yes, I think the horse obviously would have to step up a little bit more. I don't like the 5 a lot from a whim perspective here. I just think that the horse was an 8-time maiden and a 4-time beaten favorite. I do like the 7 a little bit more, although Tarasenko, he got off to a really fast start here at Assiniboia, and he's kind of cooled down a little bit, kind of like Whitehall did early on in the year, to where he got off to a red hot start and then cooled down a little. And he has not been riding as well lately, although Abley gets off this horse, having ridden the last 2 times. So the horse is picking up that 5 pounds again. And I'm not sure that horse really is in top form right now, though definitely been running against better. So I like the 3 on top, and I'm going to play in my own personal wagers. I'm going to play the 9 underneath and fade both the 5 and the 7.
I like it. I would love to see 3-9 in here because those are the 2 I have in stable duel. Sean, what were you thinking?
I want to know how a horse goes from a maiden 20 to a claiming 7,500. Is that a common move? You finally break the maiden and go down to a $7,500 claimer. Is that how it works up there? But that was the question I had. I put on this race four letters: PASS, pass. I just looked at this race and said, wait, we got problems with everybody here. Which from a betting standpoint is actually fascinating, because you could get value on a horse if they run great. So anyone who likes a horse, I fully encourage you. But in this race, I used again the Antonio Whitehall factor here. Miami Souvenirs as my long shot pick here, because I saw question marks in everybody, and this horse at least has shown some ability to close. Obviously, we've had speed tonight, so this could be not the greatest pick, but I just thought versus this group of kind of unproven horses that at a price and the value, I thought this horse he jumps on and
Miami Souvenirs is next race.
His next race? Oh, I'm in the wrong race. Don't mind me. I'm gonna say, wait a minute. Sorry. Yeah. No.
Well, now we know in advance.
Sorry. Yes, you guys said you like a 15-1. I mean, the 7 to me was just like, as Tarasenko, this horse closes but doesn't really get close. The 5 is going down from maiden to 7,500. All Terrain Jane is a Colin Sleepy Jane pick, so you always have to watch out for the Sleepy Jane picks that they start running. But this race I had absolutely no opinion, because I just couldn't get a horse that I thought was consistent. So good luck to everybody.
Yeah, All Terrain Jane is getting extra sleepy tonight because
Yeah.
she is scratched out of here.
Yeah. No, it is out. Yeah. So
And Carson, what did you think of this one?
The PPs on this 5 are pretty interesting, and I know it's our buddy Michael Knott with the 3 for 23 now. But turning him back after a week, or her back, I should say, she's never been out of the money. And we're just sticking with 5 and we're going to 6 furlongs from 5.5 6 days ago. It's an interesting pattern for her. She.
by the way, now that
Yeah,
Colin
it's an
says
interesting choice.
Colin says that horse, so I'm betting it double now. Now that Colin says my horse stinks, I'm betting it double.
Yeah, I
That horse
appreciate
has
Colin's
burned enough of
apology
my money.
for also liking Devilicious. So I accept your apology in advance. If she loses, we'll just all blame Colin if the
Absolutely.
3 doesn't run well.
Colin is the mush.
But this is a wide open race. We got co-favorites all at 3-1, the 5, the 7, and the
Good
9.
luck.
So, and as I say that, the 5 did just tick over to be the 5-2 favorite at this point. So we'll see how that plays out. If you have a strong opinion in here, you play it, because you can get the right price, I'd say, on most of them in here right now.
I will say that the post-time favorite has been out of the money completely at least 2, if not 3 races.
Yeah.
That wouldn't hurt my feelings, as long as it's the 5. Yeah, this is a horse that, I mean, it could get out to the front, maybe. Repeating of that last race, and it's had shown some speed in the past, but I find this horse hard to trust. This horse always takes money, and always, I mean, a solid type of horse if you wanted to go like stable duel. Like Carson said, hasn't ever finished out of the money in 9 starts, but was just not a horse that I felt like I really needed at the morning line price for stable duel. Yeah. And I just, the drop is, I think it makes sense to me that at this point, the horse isn't really going to be competitive in a whole lot higher. So maybe they're just doing the wheel, figured it out, and they're hoping they can, pick up a paycheck and maybe even, get the extra paycheck of having someone claim this horse who's a real consistent type of runner. That horse I could see winning or running completely up the track in here.
I just think that if you're running a horse 9 straight races at a maiden special weight, if you're going to put him up for a claiming tag of 7,500, why didn't they do that earlier? They could have got a winner's check a lot sooner at that level, I'm sure, up there.
Yeah, definitely.
So too many questions for me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they clearly thought that she was a nice horse, like in her 3rd start, putting her into a little restricted stake up here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it seems like one of those cases where they had high expectations and she just was doing not quite enough every time.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of done with it. I mean, that's like how I would read into it, but also, this is purely speculation, obviously. But I
mean, Carson's point's valid too. I mean, the horse is 9 for 9 in the money, but I think they finally got a winner's check, which was enough to cover expenses. And now we cut bait and run. It just too many red flags for me when you see those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right at the wire saying this is a let it ride survey race. Just ask everybody who they like and cross them out.
He likes me. He really, really likes me. The best movie ever.
we got Colin with a pick 3 here. 3-5-9, then going 1-5-6-9 in the next race, and 4-5 in the last. Got Todd.
Hey,
Looks like has
Todd.
5-6-4 in here. The 6 is a horse we haven't said anything about. Longest shot on the board, but a horse who has some early foot. If things play to that speed favoring that it had been. There does seem to be others in here that'll be close, even with all-terrain Jane scratching. The 8 seems pretty quick. Anna Kazana will, I don't think, let anybody totally get away from her. But, I mean, the 6 did beat the 9 3 back in their first start on the year. So that's an interesting horse. I don't know that I could pull the trigger on that horse, but I respect taking a shot with her there.
I love how Kurt has 7 over the 5 over the 2, 3, 4, and Stretch has 3 totally different animals on the underneath.
Yeah, they're both 7-5, but then it opens up after that for sure. In Upva has a trifecta here. 2-8-9 with 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the 5, keying the 5 in third. I like that. I like that move. It's an interesting strategy, but if there's a horse to key in third, I think a horse like this 5 horse would be. This is one of those horses you could make that move with. One that you think just probably isn't going to win, but is gonna run a race because she always does. But she always kind of runs that same race and just kind of sees where it puts her. So let us know, who does everybody have in Stable Duel? What bets do you got going on here? I've got 3-9 in Stable Duel, so if I could get one of those home, that would be very helpful. And if I could just not lose points, that would be all I can really ask for. 15-1 on Devilicious. Nobody on track likes our 3, guys.
Better for you.
Right, yeah. I'm not complaining necessarily.
16-1, yeah.
Especially
I'm going all in with the win bet.
An easy scapegoat. If she loses, it was because Colin liked her. It's not because I liked her.
The North Dakota bred.
Alrighty.
I don't think I've ever seen a North Dakota bred.
You see them up here a bit. Quite a few of these are North Dakota breds.
Yeah.
The 2, 3, and 4 are all bred in North Dakota. But they are loading into the gate. Let me get the sound here for us.
Ollie's challenge. Now it's her turn. Double barrel delight set to go in. Sassy Stormin will be next. Viognier, the current 7-5 favorite, walks up and in. Got 2 left to load. Just the pose. Now just waiting on Anna Kazana. Anna Kazana slowly making her way forward. He's going to get a little help. He's now in. They're at the post.
Get that 3 out of there.
And they're off. Great start for all on the inside. Debalicious.
There he
Shows
goes.
some good early speed. And she's going to grab the early lead by a length and a half. Back in second, Just a Pose. Settled in third.
Come on, 3.
On the outside, Anna Kazana with Sassy Stormin and Double Barrel Delight. Another length back. That's going to be Boogie Bug, Viognier, and the trailer, Molly's Challenge. 22-2 the opening quarter. And Debalicious has now opened up by 6 on the field. Just a
Should never hold
Keep
it.
going.
trying to get there
Yeah.
in second with Double Barrel Delight.
Way too
in
fast.
Third. Making up ground, Anna Kozan on the far outside. Viognier, 46-3 to the
Yeah, she's
half.
stopping
To the head of
bad.
the lane, getting tired. Debalicious.
9's gonna
Just
win.
a
I need this
Pose.
9 to win
Now
now.
pokes a nose in front. Double Barrel Delight. Anna Kazana and Viognier flying on the outside. Anna Kazana and Viognier. Anna Kazana's going to take it. Viognier second best. Just a Pose in third. Double Barrel Delight finished in fourth.
Well, at least the 3 hung on for 5th there.
Yeah.
Way too fast.
Just went way too quick. I was happy to see her. They posted those fractions, and it wasn't quite as exciting. But Anna Kozana gets the job done. Yeah. And Viognier second. And then, was it the 8th?
See, you can close all of a sudden. All of a sudden, the closers are starting to show their faces now.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looks like a fairer track than it did before.
Yeah. When it's light out. Yeah. Must be getting a little cooler.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Anna
Anna
Kozana.
Kozana gets the job done. My 3 is not going to help me much, though, in Stable Duel. Now, let's see how many people had only 17% of stables had Anna Kozana. So
Wow.
maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I'm surprised. I really kind of thought that horse would have been used pretty heavily in Stable Duel. So we'll see where that puts everybody. Taking a look here, but prior to this race, we got Nicholas was still in third. El Hombre moved up to 6th. I was hanging out in 10th. And Keith moved up to 12th, which he had Anna Kozana as well. So that'll
good job,
help
Keith.
him out there.
Yeah, Nicholas should jump into first because he had her as well.
Yes, he did. So yeah, that should make him he's looking pretty tough here at that stable.
The one race I didn't have Antonio all night.
Of course. He heard. He needed to spite you.
Yeah, he did. He did. I bet
What do
him
you mean
across.
Sean didn't pick me?
That was actually a true story. That was my bet this race. I put 2 across on him. That's all I did.
Love it. I went with betting 2 across on the 3 instead of the 9. So
Yeah.
I had a thrill for a minute.
You did. You did.
She just couldn't go on with it after setting those fast fractions. Anna Kozana, though, pays $9.80 to win, $4 to place, $2.70 to show. Viognier, $2.40 to place, $2.10 to show. And Just a Pose, $4.50 to show for that 19-1 shot. Dollar Exact, I paid $11.30. The
That's
Dollar Try
nice.
was $60.30. Dollar Super, $92.60. And that Pick 3 pays $170.40. Yeah, that Exacta, honestly, I mean, pretty much everyone was saying it was 5, 7, 9 were the three
Yeah.
horses that people were looking at. So to just basically, I think it was the second and third choice off
Yeah.
odds.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
$3. Not bad.
you know, if you did a dollar Exacta box, you almost doubled your money. That's not bad.
Now we're in race 7. Okay. Got it.
And then moving on to race, which is not the last race tonight
No.
on this
We
8
have
race
2 more.
card. Gosh, they're going late tonight.
They are.
But the 9 Stan
boy.
Starlet opens up as the favorite. This was another race that I did not like or have any strong opinion. Did anybody here have an opinion on this race that they'd like to share to start us off? Sean, you mentioned Miami Souvenirs.
Now that it's actually the right race, yeah, exactly. It was. Hey, we got up at 4 this morning to get to the airport. So, what do you call it? So, so yeah, for my long shot value, I did use the 4 at Miami Souvenirs. I know he's burned a lot of money. I'm looking just for stable dual purposes, not to win. But Antonio does take over, and I think that for a long shot price. But I like True Kate, Jorge Carreno, and Fred Rawson. Fred hasn't won a lot yet, but he's 9 out of 11 in the money, so clearly all of his horses are running pretty live here. I love the fact that we just saw closers coming back there, so maybe this is the change of the guard, which will help this horse out. Is 11 out of 16 in the money at Assiniboia, 4 out of 8 in the money. And I think this horse definitely could be the one to beat.
Yeah, that was the only horse that I had any opinion on. I didn't know that I liked her on top even, but just for stable duel, she loves the track, horse for course, always runs a race. So that was where I ended up here in stable duel. Tim, how about you?
You know, my question was with the 2 in this race is with the way that they typically run up at Assiniboia is the horse finally breaks its maiden in a race and broke its maiden convincingly over the 1, but I'm not sure why they took a little bit of a break there. And the 1 was the one that I landed on as a result. I like the 1 on top. And then I also, like Sean mentioned, True Kate, the 6 horse here. I really like the 6 horse here to get a piece, especially now that it seems like you can close a little bit on the track. And I like the rider switch here as well from Bino to Jorge Carreno. And I'm not sure why he's been off the track for a while, but there were a couple of different days to where he was pulled off of all his mounts, and it seems like he has not been riding near as much this year. But I like him on this horse, and I like the horse, so I was 1, 6, and 2.
Awesome. And how about you, Carson? You are muted.
Sounds like,
There we go.
there we
Yeah.
go.
I had it muted from the race. On the 5 and the 6, and gave the 5 a little bit of the edge because it's Bino. So I'm a little bit opposite of Tim, but I like both 5 and 6.
Awesome. Yeah, this was one of those races I just didn't have a whole lot of a good feel for. It does look like it'll probably be quick up front, though.
Yes.
Which is part of the reason that I thought the 6 kind of made sense as a horse who should be coming from mid-pack, where if someone, slows it way down, she won't let them get way out there. But, I mean, the 1 and the 2, both pretty quick. The 9 has some early foot. And, I mean, even the 5 is relatively quick early. So let us know what you guys like in the chat here for the penultimate race of the day. And I felt like the one was also a decent horse to look at for stable duel purposes, but it just scared me a little bit with the fact that she's got those 3 seconds from 5 starts make me worry a little bit. Obviously has won a race, but horses that run second more than they win, there's a point where it starts to worry me. I'm not sure that she's there yet, but I'm not sure. That a win bet makes sense with the one, but I like the horse to hit the board for sure.
The thing I would add about that, Jess, is that on the one horse, if you look at the distance, she couldn't close in on a 5.5. Then she stretched out to a 7, and that's not a distance that I think the horse wanted. And then she got a 6 furlong, which is where she broke her maiden. And then she stretched out to a mile and showed some good speed in the middle there, did put a head in front before losing by 1.5 lengths at a mile. And now she's backing up to a 6 furlong again. So I like her in this spot as a result of this. I think the 6 furlong is the distance this horse wants. And as I mentioned, she was beaten by the 2. She won her next time out as an overwhelming favorite. And then even in that mile race, she gave a valiant effort first time against winners, and still just lost by a 1.5 lengths. So I really like this horse.
Yeah, that's a good point there, that this 6 furlong seems to be kind of the bullseye for her. So we'll see there how that goes. Yeah. What other, let's see, we got 9 minutes. What else is happening this weekend that we haven't talked about? The Forgo and the Alan Jerkins Memorial are this weekend with the Vanderbilt rematch between Elite Power and Gunite in the Forgo. There's only 4 possibles listed on HRN, but if it's going to be Gunite versus Elite Power, that's kind of all you need to know. That'll be a exciting race. Does anyone think that I mean, I personally don't really see Gunite turning the tables, but it'll be interesting to see him try again.
If he was going to beat him, he's going to beat him off the race in Dubai, and he came close. But I think now that Elite Power's back at Saratoga, back in his comfortable surroundings, second race, I think he's going to put a little bit more distance between the two of them, you know, and Elite Power will show his. I think he's the best sprinter in the country, you know, and he'll show why.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like Gunite is one of those horses. I mean, like he's a Grade 1 winner, he's a multiple grade stakes winner, but I feel like he's been a little bit of an underachiever, a bit.
Yeah,
just hasn't quite had that breakout win. I mean, he won the Hopeful, but you know, as an older horse and kind of finding his niche as a sprinter, it just hasn't really been like has flashes of brilliance and then he kind of disappoints. So yeah, I don't see him turning the tables on Elite Power, but it's good to know that there is a talented horse in there to give him a run for it. The other 2 probables listed are Lightning Larry, who won the DeFrancis Memorial Dash at Laurel, and Synthesis for David Jacobson, who was last seen finishing 5th in that Vanderbilt handicap. So I assume that they'll find at least maybe 1 or 2 others, hopefully, to try and fill out that field. But should be fun to see Elite Power in action, and Bill Mott with these sprinters by Curlin right now with him and Cody's Wish.
Hey, Colin, we're getting now to the point now where the sleepy pick may have to, or he may have to butt in here with the sleepy pick. So if Colin, if you're watching, I'm sure he's monitoring closely the horses as they
we need
get into the paddock. There's the winner right there. Miami Souvenirs. Gonna make everyone mad.
Yeah, he's a horse I feel like a lot of people have mentioned
I've
liking
lost money
before
on.
in the
Yeah.
past and just
Yeah.
hasn't really come through for anybody. Yeah, I mean, she's got races to go back to, but you kind of got to dig for them, I feel like.
Yeah. No doubt. Fingertip.
And we also have the
There's
3-year-olds going 7 furlongs at
There's
Saratoga.
Carson's horse. Bino.
The
Pretty
5.
great.
Yeah, pretty great.
Does anybody know what's going on with Bango? Are they going to cut him back to 6 furlongs and take on these guys as a sprinter? Anybody heard from the Foley Barn?
No, I have not heard.
I am not sure. I haven't read anything about
Very
him.
curious. Yeah, they just
Anybody
brought him back
else
into work.
know
after,
anything?
It was Stephen Foster Day at Ellis Park in the 7th level of hell when it was 120 degrees.
Mhm.
But
That was so impressive that effort
Oh my
by
gosh.
Bango. My God, yeah. Off the
but-
page.
Mhm.
yeah, he just had his first work back, and I'm curious as to where Mr. Foley places him.
Yeah, that was so impressive. So impressive.
Yeah, be interesting to see him step up.
Hmm
I feel like he's kind of earned the right to try at least.
for sure.
After that last performance,
For
certainly.
sure.
You-
Yeah, I mean, he's just constantly it's such a fun, consistent horse. Like, that's like the dream, is to own a horse like Bango. Just always runs his race, always goes out there, does his thing. And let me see here. 19 for 32 in the money with over 1.275 million in earnings.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to love those. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the dream right there.
It's an ATM machine.
And they
Right.
also have yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
By the way, this
he's
was awesome.
going out there.
At Woodbine, for all those people who like to dream big, there was a $125,000 stakes race on the turf at Woodbine, and a $2,250 purchase beat all the other horses to the line. Paid $75. They got him for $2,250, and he
That's
beat all the. That was awesome. I was like, there you go.
That is so cool.
One of the
That's
small
now
guys.
that's a dream.
I love it, and they're all going nuts.
Absolutely.
They're going absolutely nuts.
I don't know if you guys are watching the
That's
horses in the
awesome.
paddock, but this 9 looks incredible.
Yeah, he's like ready to go.
Yeah. He looks very
Oh, I
sharp.
haven't been paying attention. I'll take a look here as they come out. That's a little scary for me, but
He is a big horse. Like the
He
horse
is.
is sizable.
we'll see as they
20-1. Apparently, everybody in the track has lost on Miami and Souvenirs, and they've just deserted them all entirely.
right. Everyone's just like, nah, never again, horse. And it's funny because she doesn't really take money, but at the same time, like, so many people feel burned by this horse. It's so funny.
I know, seriously, exactly, yeah. Which is
It's not like
weird.
she's
The
been
first
losing
time
races that she
Whitehall.
was supposed to win, but also when you think, oh, this horse is going to outrun her odds, and then she doesn't, and then she doesn't, and then she doesn't, you might end up getting a little salty about her.
Yeah, she looks in the track.
Yeah, we'll see. Keep an eye out, see if anybody looks sleepy.
Yeah, she's on her toes. Look at that. She's on her toes. There you go. She wants to shock the world with Antonio. There's Bino.
Let's see, who's the sire?
Looking good, Carson. She's on the
Straight
toes.
Fire.
On the
Oh,
toes.
California bred.
Bunk bed buddies. Colin, it's ridiculous.
Not upset with a True Cape.
True Cape looks great on the track.
Just wait till you see
Yeah,
the
I'm
9.
not
though.
upset with how this
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
looked.
Yeah.
Real shiny.
Oh, definitely on the toes, big time. Looking good.
It almost looked like the 8 was sort of cocking her head back,
Yeah.
keeping an eye on the 9, which can a lot of times, be a sign that that horse is, deferring to that other horse and looking to that horse as like a leadership type of thing. And it's hard to tell that, on a video if the horse was looking at the other horse or just had her head cocked. But something to note, a lot of times when you see them in the paddock, if you see like there's a horse that whenever it gets near someone that the other horses react to and kind of move out of the way, it's sort of the same way, if they're in a field and it's feeding time, that a lot of times there'll be one horse who doesn't even have to, make a big show of things, but just with their sheer presence comes up and the other horses will cede the space so that the more dominant horse can get to the feed tub first.
Very funny story, by the way, at Woodbine. This is my my least accommodating thing. A friend trainer of mine, she put 10 pictures up on her wall and she had me identify them, right? And I was 2 of 10. I got 2 correct, which I thought was extremely awesome. But according to her, failed miserably. I am not great at identifying one horse. From the Dan Torgman and I may be the 2 worst people in terms of actually like some people can just be, oh, that not us. I am so bad at identifying horses. I thought that was funny. I thought I did well, 2 out of 10. I was psyched. I was expecting 0.
I got pretty good in like the summers that I spent at Saratoga of learning a good chunk of the horses by sight. I used to play a game that I would be pretty good at where I would go through the field and I would write down in alphabetical order the sires in each race, and then go back through, and then as the races went, I would try to match up the horse with the sire. Problem was it was hard not to cheat sometimes when you see the name. That kind of, a lot of times it would be a bit of a giveaway, but I'd try and do it, like figure out before they got in the post parade and they showed the names of the horses, just like watching them in the paddock. And I would do pretty good at it. I probably usually would get like 60% of the field or so on average, I would say. But that was a fun
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Carson, you're pretty good. You can identify horses pretty well, right?
Sometimes, yeah. And I feel like I have to do a lot of research if I'm shooting workouts because all they have is the trainer's saddle cloth on them, if we're lucky, and then trying to match up markings, and usually have to ask the clockers for help or ask somebody at the barn for some of the ones with limited markings. But
how about you, Tim?
No, that is not my forte.
Yeah, me neither. No, I can't. Yeah, that's why my favorite horse ever. He was beforehand. Oscar Performance said, "I will help you, and I'll just keep my white thing mane on every baby I have, so that way when you see that white thing, that's my baby." Exactly. So I can pick out the Oscar Performances from a mile away because they all have the same white marking on their nose.
I will say when I know horses are on a track and you're following a group of horses, like for example in the morning works leading up to the Kentucky Derby, you get used to seeing the horses and then you can kind of pick them out as they come out. But just regular horses, no. Just going out to the track and being able to see them, no. It's just knowing what horses are there and being able to pick them out that way. Usually I can do a little better, but that is not my strength for sure. Not at all. I just want to pick them out of the program.
Kind of know. Yeah.
Although Shadi is not in the chat, I'm going to say this is probably the time that we need to go the 069.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, this yeah, absolutely makes a lot of sense for a 6'9" exacta box here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel so strongly about that 9. I just hammered him on top and went straight 9-6, honestly.
That's fair. Yeah, she looks good out there.
The great thing about that, Tim, is it works either way.
Yes. Not sure to what you're referring to.
Yes, you do.
Where are you, Shadi?
We need Shadi.
Call up
Let
the bar.
Shadi know that she is missed.
This 4 is like running back and forth. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
Not being sleepy, I guess.
No. It's like...
Take a last look here. See if this 9 still just looks like a powerhouse out here. Oh, where is she? Where'd she go? Oh, she's waiting back behind the gate. All right. Got there ahead of the crowd. Hoping she can get to the winner's circle first, too, I guess.
Yeah, I know, huh?
So everybody in the chat, who do you got in
Yeah,
here?
let us
Race
know
number
who you
7.
got,
We
guys.
don't
Yeah.
haven't had anybody send in pics in the chat here. You know who we got to root for. Got
Must have been some long weekends.
looks like the 9. Right, yeah. I
Colin's
certainly had a long
going with
weekend.
the ice cold high 5, 96158.
Love it.
Ooh, I like that.
96158. Love it. Are my comments not loading? Is that why I feel like no one's talking?
Yeah, mine aren't either.
Like, let me. That's from like. Let me look at the YouTube app. Maybe maybe people are talking and I'm just not not seeing it.
And I think we're just really rude.
Right? We're just ignoring everybody. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, people. Why isn't.
Folks,
We're
we're
gonna-
not seeing your comments for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, rude.
Oops.
StreamYard is not loading comments for some reason. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway,
YouTube, StreamYard
oh,
gets
we
the
lost
sleepy
Tim.
time
Let
award.
me bring Tim back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's cashing out. He put the...
That
We
was
will-
weird.
go ahead and
I was like,
Oh,
Jessica
he's
kicked
mute.
me out.
yeah, something might have clicked. My computer has been slow. My internet has been spotty this whole night. So anyway, did not intend to kick you out. That was my fault.
That's-
And your current 9-5 favorite, Stan Starlet, to the outside.
Hey, Dr. Drew, my wife Susan here. We want to show you something.
The 3 horses entered the chat.
Drew Cade, a little fractious in the starting 8. The field is set. They're at the post. And the rough. Away a early fingertip on the inside. And Stan Starlet on the far outside. And now Diva S. These 3 showing early speed on the real bits of lemon drop in 4th with Moore's Miracle. To the inside in 5th. And it's just for Charlotte.
Fast again.
Another length back.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
going to be
liking it.
True Kate. And the early trailer is Barbie's Quest. The opening quarter, 22-2. And Stan Starlet looking good with the lead by 5. Diva-esque back to second. It's a lemon drop, finding the
Come on,
way
6.
up the rail in third. 3 wide fingertip. They hit the head of the lane, and this is all Stan
Get up for second, yeah.
Starlet. That's a
Come on,
lemon
6.
drop. Trying to get at her, but running out of ground, making up ground. Miami Souvenirs just for Charlotte. Stan
Come on,
Starlet.
Subi.
Still with that
Come on, 6.
speed, and is going to
Come
win
on,
it. That's a
Subi.
lemon drop in second. Third is going to go to True Kate. Really close
Third.
for fourth and fifth. Just for Charlotte
Dang.
and Miami Souvenirs. We're mixed in the fray.
Stan Starlet ran to her looks there. Another
Yes.
race that went really fast early, but this one did
Yeah.
not stop.
No, not at all.
That was impressive. Another big winner tonight.
Yeah, it's very, Ronaldo Cumberbatch, yeah.
He did a great job with her. She was starting to look kind of strung out there, and he again and kept her going.
And that should be a pretty handy win tonight in Stable Duel for Nicholas in the chat as well with that one.
Good job, Nicholas.
Great job. Like unless I
Nines
don't
are
think
wild
anyone can
tonight.
catch him in the we'll see what the numbers come out to, but I don't think he will be catchable unless someone just absolutely blows the field away in the 8th race, which I don't think is likely.
Yeah,
So well done there. Oh,
I
good.
still
So-
had the exact in try, so
oh, good. There
yeah,
you
we'll
go.
take that. Yeah, your one ran a really nice race there as well. So hopefully that try will pay a little bit still. Let's see who
Got a
got
little-
fourth.
$20 exacta and a $5 try, so not horrible.
Yeah. That'll
Yeah, the
work
one
out.
burned my exacta.
And yeah, you were so
Right,
close.
yeah.
No. Oh,
That
the Scotty fans.
Everybody
It's
do a lemon drop shot. Shoddy.
Yeah,
We need lemon drops.
Go
when
for a
I
lemon
was
drop.
there, they blew it. Yeah, exactly.
It was the 8 getting up for 4th, and Miami Souvenirs clanked up a 5th there for you.
It wasn't just for Charlotte.
Yeah. Way to go, Miami Souvenirs. Getting up there for the money.
What was that about just for Charlotte?
I thought it was like a band in the 90s. Is that, or am I thinking of something else?
Are you thinking of Good Charlotte?
Probably. Same.
Close enough.
Close enough when you're drinking.
Close enough when it's past your bedtime.
Right.
I'm drinking liquid IV, like the electrolytes. So, no excuse.
At 11:20 at night, you can do this type of stuff, you know?
Exactly.
You just say.
I'm like, even in Central Time, I'm woo. But we got one more.
Wow.
Exactly.
I mean, it
Late
should be a
night.
fun
Colin, I
one.
would like the Sleepy Time Award.
Right.
That's what Jess and I were saying when we first came on, that we were talking about the sleepy time pick and we were like, it might be us.
Sleepy Time pick goes to Trust the Prophets.
The whole team.
Oh, yeah.
Just collectively.
The last 3 days I've been at Woodbine, Grand River, Woodbine, Mohawk, and Boston. So
Holy cow.
I need a vacation from the vacation.
Right.
So-
Was it,
Not much sleep. Not much sleep this week.
Who was close to hitting the super high five here? Oh, 96158. Wow. Close, Colin. High five. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was pretty decent though. 295 on the exacta and 296 for the try.
Oh, you can come to
the
night.
one blew that one too. Exactly.
Yeah, 580 to win here on the 9, 320 to place, 260 to show. Bits of Lemon Drop paid $5.60 to place and $3 to show. True Kate paid $3.20 to show. That exacta was $14.75 on your dollar. The try was $59.20 on your dollar. Superfecta $197.35 for a dollar, and that high five $702.15. If you put together that pick three, it was $68.45.
Like it.
So yeah, congrats there, Tim. Nice job hitting that.
Yeah, well done, Tim.
Finally hit something. One a night, that's all you need.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's all you need. And that brings us to what will be the sleepiest race.
Yes.
The 8th race coming up. But I did want to quick mention to 2 other Saratoga stakes this weekend, 2 other grade 1s that looking forward to. We get the Alan Jerkins Memorial going 7 furlongs. We got Verifying, Arabian Lion, Fort Bragg, New York Thunder, all probable for that, as well as Ward Miles and One in Vermilion. So it'll be interesting. I think Arabian Lion, kind of seems like he's probably the head of the 3-year-old sprinters right now.
Yep.
But the little bit of a cutback for Verifying is interesting to me. I think that's I'll be curious to take a closer look at him in this race and see if I might end up on there cutting back after the Indiana Derby win. And then there's also Channel Maker. Everyone lovable for the Sword Dancer.
Captain Canada. Yep.
So that'll be exciting. He's one of those horses. He I kind of lump him in sort of a similar vein with Casa Creed. Just these like tough old horses. And I mean, Channel Maker is what a champion. He is a real throwback, I feel like, to like the kind of horses like Better Talk Now is the horse who got me into racing. And I feel like Channel Maker is a real kind of throwback to that type of horse who, he's not always winning, but man, he's dancing every dance.
Yeah.
And when he runs his top race, it's a very good race.
Yeah. He ran in the Queen's Plate.
Did he?
Way back? Yes, he did.
Wow.
I was there. Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Ontario.
Yeah, he is. He's Canada's love right there, man. He's Canada's 4-star Dave.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No doubt. He is.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm like, if he runs in the turf this year, I think he might be setting a record. That's something I'm gonna have to look into. We've been kind of talking about doing some more trivia stuff on the channel, so that would be a fun little slightly obscure type of trivia question to take a look at. See
That's
how
a
many.
good one. Yeah, how many he's been in, and then also I believe Casa Creed's the only horse to qualify at different distances.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
So that's another good little trivia tidbit.
And the race he just won, he won 2 years in a row at the same exact time.
Yes,
Yeah, that's wild.
That was wild.
Exactly. So,
What are the odds of that? That has to be like, you couldn't do that if you tried.
right? And especially at his age, you know what I'm saying? So exactly,
yeah.
he's not slowing down,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. He is. Yeah, Casa Creed is such a cool horse. It's so exciting to have exciting older horses, even if they're not like on the dirt, but having horses that come back, and especially with the relative lack of depth in the older male division, having horses like Casa Creed and as a turf miler who comes around and just what a cool horse.
Yeah, I strongly prefer turf over dirt racing, so this has been a great year, and I'm so excited for it. I kind of almost like hate that they've run so recently because I want them to come to Kentucky Downs.
Right, yeah, timing probably won't work out for them there, but
have to get ready for going out west.
Exactly. Get ready for the big ones. So now moving into the last race here, we'll throw the stream up so that we can keep our eyes out for a sleepy horse.
Yeah.
And it looks like the 4 and the 5 are opening up as co-favorites, which makes sense. The 5, I think, looks like the speed in here to me.
Yeah.
And would probably be my second choice behind the 1, Frank's Reload, who I liked getting a little bit of a class break here. And then the 4 would be my third pick, being first off the claim for Mike Taphorn. Carson, what do you think in here?
I actually had the 5 here in this race. Of course, I know, but also the Song and a Prayer, Broodmare. I probably would lean off of that and go with Whitehall in the 6. This Any Given Saturday mare and competitive edge. It's a gelding 3-year-old, big ticket. Let me see what I was looking at on his numbers. I think it was just early speed.
He's got some races where he's been close early.
Like top overall speed, I think when I was looking at, yeah. And then the 3 to use underneath the 5 and the 6.
I like it.
Well, I think the 3
Nice.
looks great.
Tim?
So Carson
yeah.
and I see it very similar. I'm 5'6". 5'6" is the way that I put it down, but I definitely think that the 5 is the speed of the race. I like the connections on here. I like Bino getting up for Gittins, and then I really think that that Whitehall might get Sean another win here. So or Sean a win, because the only time he won tonight is the one time that Sean did not get on board. But I had 5, 6, and 1.
Awesome. And Sean?
Yeah, I was on the 5. I like the 5. I just think this horse he's 3 for 4 at Assiniboia, 2 for 4 in the distance. Bino and Gittins, obviously 20. They're like 22%. We all know how good they are together. I just looked at this field and I just thought the strongest coming back to 5,000. Ran a really strong race last time. As the 9 just got out, I think Frank's Reload's just gone the wrong way. Something just happened to him since he got to Assiniboia. He was on fire. Now all of a sudden he just can't. I think if Bino can just get him to the lead with the lone speed like the last race, see how long he can go. So I was 5, 6, and 3.
Nice.
Good price.
Yeah, I didn't give a whole lot of a look to the 3 initially.
Yeah,
but I could definitely see the horse, definitely like 3rd.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. Yeah, just like a 3rd, 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Kind of that last race needed a little more, but also shortening back up. And
Kurt's picking him at 13-1, which I'm
interesting. Yeah.
By the way, just on that note with Channel Maker, just so you know, he lost to my girl Holy Helena in the 2017 Queen's Plate.
Oh yeah, I loved Holy Helena.
Yeah,
Ghost Zapper mare, right?
my girl. Yep, my girl. Yep.
She was
That's
great
awesome.
turf runner.
She was.
She ran a good bit at Gulfstream too.
She did. She won at Gulfstream. Yeah. The only thing for her was she hated an off turf. So it had to be fast. So she kept running against Kevin Attard's animal, who was the horse of the year, and she kept getting a good or a soft turf, and she hated it, and she kept getting beat. Zach, her last year, but the poor thing, it kept raining every day before she ran. So
she should be having some babies running soon at this point.
She did. No, she had one out of Quality Road, and I don't know where it ended up, but I'm going to look into that. But
yeah, I just pulled him up. Road. Looks like he's training at Saratoga.
Is he? Oh, good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not sure what trainer he's with, but was a spendthrift bred.
Right. He's out of Quality
So-
Road, right?
Yeah, by Quality Road.
Oh, keep me updated on that. I gotta
What's
know.
the name of it? What's that one's name?
Unnamed right now.
Oh, sorry.
Hasn't worked in about a month either.
Okay.
So not sure if
Yeah.
maybe had some issues or something there.
She broke her maiden at 14-1 under Mike Luzzy.
Nice.
LJ's dad.
Yep. Is anyone looking at like the sleepy pick here?
I'm trying. I'm not good at sleepy.
Yeah.
Dennis said that the 3 was the sleepiest, but I think it just looks relaxed. Like he just.
I don't think the 3
carries
looks
his head.
sleepy.
Yeah.
I mean, watch him finish last now, but the 7.
The
maybe.
7, I think the 7 was the one who I was looking at earlier. I was like, we could call that sleepy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely not the 8.
And look, if we put a 22-1 shot in the winner's circle, then there you go.
That's on
Good
us.
work.
Definitely
Then,
not the
oops.
8.
Yeah, the 8 is definitely not sleepy. Oh no, we've lost Carson.
Oh no.
Colin says that the 6 is sleepy.
How dare you, Colin? I like the 6. Of course, that might help me because when Colin says they're sleepy, half the time we're winning, right?
Yeah, right, Zach. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Colin.
Putting you over the top there.
Here's my ice code high five 56134.
56134. All right.
I like it.
I like it.
There she is.
My browser doesn't want me to open new tabs for whatever reason. Just trying to open some pedigree query to find that Holy Helena baby.
Carson, you're supposed to do like I did. Come back on and blame Jess.
Yeah, no, it was my fault.
It's totally just, so I'll say something later.
I'll have to send you both the video of me with Holy Helena before she runs at Woodbine, right? And
Yeah.
and I say to her, "Are you going to win?" And she just shakes her head. She knew exactly, and she ended up winning. So
Oh,
Love it.
she reminds me a lot of Lady Eli.
oh yeah, she had a personality, that's for sure.
Let's see if the 6 or the 7 looks sleepier here.
Let's see. He's got him
6
on
is
his
a-
toes.
Has a neck. Just a stretchy horse. I think I
7.
would say the 7 looks
Seven
sleepier
is
than the
more
6.
sleepier. Yep. 8's definitely not the sleepiest. He's got his head
Okay.
going.
All right, we got 1 minute left. Let us know in the comments who you need in stable duel, who you've got. Keith has the 5. Tim's got a high 5 going 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, as he mentioned. And yes, we're 7 is the sleepy time pick.
Yes,
So
it is,
he's we're gonna say it's it's I think 10:30 at night there, getting too sleepy for the 7. Oh, and suddenly my comments are working
Yeah,
again.
me too. Yeah, they're back.
Oh, they came back. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, Colin mentioning that only 2 of the sleepy time picks have actually won, but that's all anyone actually remembers or cares about.
Yeah.
All right, so I know Chad has the Holy Helena baby by Quality Road.
Awesome.
Oh,
Good to know.
okay. On turf. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'll message Walter and see if they've named it. I'm in the morning. It's not it's early morning for them.
2 minutes left here.
Yes.
Dennis has given us an early pick for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf. Memorialize. I think I missed that one. Let me look up the.
Wait, are you predicting Holy Helena's baby's gonna win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies next year, or you're talking about?
No, he was saying that this year
Oh, okay.
Memorialize is the early pick for the.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well I
No, for
didn't
that.
watch this race. It does look like that was a nice race there for Graham Motion. Looking just at the chart, I'll have to check out the.
Oh yeah, the Saratoga one. I think I have a picture of her from Keeneland.
Oh, nice. I love a Caraconti baby.
Oh no, she didn't come to Keeneland with his string. Well, I don't know who I'm thinking of then.
Yeah,
Seven's
I'm
awake
happy with-
now. Seven's awake.
Oh, the seven has
is
woken
awake.
up.
Wow.
Oh man. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he has woken up.
It's gonna do it.
That horse is
Now he's-
not sleepy.
Yeah, he's no longer sleepy. He was pseudo sleepy.
Absolutely.
Well, too late now. see if any other is at the last minute looks sleepy here. But yeah, no, the seven does not look sleepy anymore out there. I really need the one to just like do something here for me. I'm sitting in 6th in Stable Duel. Looks Nicholas absolutely has this locked up.
Yeah.
He's nearly 100 points in front, but El Hombre is in 2nd.
He is.
And
From
needs
his bed.
El Hombre needs
Yeah.
the 3 in here. Keith is right behind me and needs the 5.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah.
And we got a competitive little
Yeah.
stretch for
trust
the minor
Bob is
placings
cool.
here.
Yeah. It's great. Look at this.
Yeah, the 7 was the sleepy time possum pick. He's just pretending to be sleepy.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to
Maybe-
get picked by Colin. Exactly.
Right, yeah. Well, I think Colin was saying the 6, but on the air we felt like the 7 was sleepier. But now, I guess we'll just have to see how they run. The 7 certainly does not look sleepy anymore.
No.
As they are heading to the gate here for post time. Yeah, Colin said 6. So heard it from the man himself. The 6 is the official sleepy time pick.
It's a challenge.
We just do not have. We haven't developed the skill. It's an innate skill that Colin has honed.
Colin has.
That's Antonio. How do you feel about that, Sean? It's Antonio's horse.
Oh, he can prove Colin wrong very easily.
Oh, Lord.
We'll find out.
They've proven Colin wrong all night. Why not one more?
Oh yeah, I have to blame Colin for Debilicious backing up. That was Colin's fault.
Yeah, right?
I forgot. It wasn't because I was just wrong. It was
A
because
5-2
Colin had the same
favorite,
opinion.
Just the Buster. Now goes in.
All right, everybody. Good luck here in the
He
final
has
race of the night.
Majesty's turn. Now the favorite at 2-1. Big
Late.
Ticket is next.
Late money on the 5. Now the favorite.
Yep.
2 left to load. Pioneer Town. And just waiting on Tomahawk Explorer. The field is set. They're at the post. And they're off. Quickly on the inside, Frank's Reload. And Mia's Majesty head out to the early lead, as does Tomahawk Explorer on the outside. Tomahawk Explorer and Mia's Majesty both gunning out there. Settled in on the rail, Frank's Reload. Pioneer Town sitting 3 wide. Big Ticket in 5th. Making a 4 wide bid. Then it's Armavir with the trailers, Just a Buster and Shirley Sherman. 22 and 2, a quick opening quarter.
Chiclets are having a
And
heck of a time
Mia's
on the bottom there.
Majesty opens up the lead, hitting the head of the lane by
516.
3.
Come on.
Frank's Reload. In an all-out
Okay.
drive from second to
Come on.
half, 46 and 2.
Get there.
A late rally from Big Ticket. Mia's Majesty, Frank's Reload. These two coming to the wire,
Get there.
but it's going to be Mia's Majesty. Frank's Reload.
We'll take a close second.
best. Third's going to go to Big Ticket.
That might be enough to keep me in the
Just
money
a
at least.
Buster.
That's another try.
Yeah, I was about to say you nailed that. Well
Mhm.
done.
I was wrong about the one. The one screwed my try again.
Yeah, who ran third there? I was too busy
6.
That's it.
trying to. Okay, yeah.
I had 5, 6, 3, and one jumped up there.
Classic. Yeah. It's the classic all but
Colin
one.
took him down.
One off. The old one off.
The
Yeah,
Stewart's supposed to number 5, Mia's Majesty, as your race winner. Second goes to number 1, Frank's Reload. Third to number 6, Big Ticket. Fourth to number 4, Just a Buster. And
That was a
fifth
big
to number
bounce back
7,
by Frank's Reload.
Pioneer Town.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of what I was hoping, that the drop back. I
Yeah.
mean, those last 2 races were just against Tougher, and I think
I
that,
agree. Yeah.
this is where he belongs. Clearly,
Yeah.
this is his level.
Yeah.
These are his friends. Wow, 7-1. I didn't realize he went off it.
Yeah, that was.
I should have
good value.
played that exacta. That's gonna be all right,
Gotta listen to Tim.
right?
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
like,
get
I liked-
Tim money at Kentucky Downs and tell
Got a
him.
little hot late.
We'll take it. We're here
That's it.
for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that 5. I mean, honestly, 2-1 seemed very reasonable on the 5 here.
And the 4 out of the money.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah, the 4's out of the
Here
money.
with
That's
the,
going to definitely help. That's going to be a nice try.
Yeah, that'll pay decent, I believe.
It'll pay even better 5 times.
Yes, that's the way to do it.
Little $10 try.
Fantastic. Great way to close out the night with some winners from Tim.
Yeah, great job, Tim.
Hope some folks took it, played along with him.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, you got like 350 more bucks, Tim.
Nice. Let's see.
Let's see what we get here.
Holy moly. That says, no, it says $815.50.
What?
So
Nice.
I'm not kidding. $815.50
For 516? No, for what?
for 516 try.
Wow.
For a
No,
dollar?
how did that-
No. I had a $10.
Okay, but still,
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Oh,
okay.
I was
But
like, God.
That is still a very nice
Yeah.
hit. Well
Yeah.
done, sir.
Someone
Yeah.
had
Oh, I
1,000 on
thought
the
you put it for
4.
5.
No,
All right, so Tim's getting the Airbnb for Kentucky Downs.
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
and I'm bringing the booze.
Yes. I've got the babysitter.
Let's see here.
Holy moly.
That's how you want to end the day.
Let's-
Let's see. Mia's Majesty paid $620 to win,
Hey,
$330 to
one
place,
solid. Nice
$280
job,
to show, $6.60 on Frank's Reload for the Place, $4.10 to show. Big Ticket, $3.10 to show. That pick 5 was $399 and some change. Dollar Exacta, $23.10. Dollar Try, $81.55. Dollar Super, $168.60. The high 5, $437.85. The double was, wait for it, I screenshotted it because I knew it would go away. $11.30 for the double. Dollar pick 3, $50.40, and the dollar pick 4 was $249.95. So great night of racing, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. Congrats to Tim on a heck of a night here.
Yeah.
And thank you all for joining me here on the stream. And
Thank
we will
you.
see you guys next week, same
Yes.
place.
And thank you,
Have a-
preservationist baby.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a great
One
Traverse
fun.
week, everybody.
Yeah, have
And
a great
we will
Traverse
see
week,
you next
everybody.
time.